Hello and welcome to the Burnley mid-season review.
Well, the season so far has been full of ups and downs, but it got off on the right note with a victory on the opening day of the season against Rotherham United.
And Burnley get back straight in with Adi Randall to Philliskirk. Now Roscoe puts a ball in for the left back Bauer. And straight away it's a goal kick for the Clarets. Nogan lays it off for Randall, who's looking for options here, but eventually closed down by the red and white of Rotherham United, and a good ball put through. This is Sean Gorter, and Chris Vinicum, and Gorter does exceedingly well, and that is a penalty. Marlon Beresford finally, Peter Swan has words with Gorter, and this is not what we were after at the start of the game.
Yeah, it was a terrific ball initially that found Gorter, and his pace caught out Chris Vinicum there, and as he slipped it by, and Beresford come out and also just caught his ankles, and well, we can only hope that the Burnley keeper can pull off one of his famous penalty saves here.
So, handicapped straight away. Just 10 minutes gone here, and Rotherham United have a penalty. The man who brought down is going to take this spot kick for Rotherham. The wolf whistle's allowed from the Claret supporters. The referee says, and that is 1-0 to Rotherham. Sean Gorter on 10 minutes. And what's it going to be? And Parkinson now with a shot from him. Oh, and a good shot, and a brilliant save again by Clark.
Yeah, tremendous Burnley free kick, which we've become accustomed to during the last year or two, but Parkinson, a cracking effort, which was bang for the roof of the net, but Clark again earning his keep with a great tip over.
Here's Vinicum, and an opportunity for Nogan. It just didn't run right. The ball's in the net, and he said it's handball. It's not going to be given.
Yeah, the referee must have spotted something there as Nogan challenged for that one. It looked as though it ricocheted back off a defender into the goal. Not settling for that one goal there, looking to break forward at all opportunities as well.
Swan gets up well, and it hits the, well, a claim for handball, and it's given. The penalty has been given by Mr. Lynch. Now then, it's a situation that a lot of people don't like to watch penalties.
Yes, I was just going to say Burnley needed a little bit of luck, and handball now giving David Ayres the chance to open his account for the new season.
Well, let's hope David Ayres can put Burnley level with this penalty. Comes in on the 24th minute now. And David Ayres hits it and scores. One apiece.
Yeah, cracking penalty from Ayres, and no doubt where that was going to end up. And Burnley right back into it, and deservedly so.
Ball played in again, and Randall heads it wide for McMinn. Cross comes in. Oh, and a goal! Tony Philliskirk puts Burnley into a 2-1 lead. A great header.
Terrific strike by the blonde-headed forward there, Good cross coming over and powerful header by Relive, and he runs over to the long side. Totally delighted with that to give Burnley a very well deserved 2-1 lead.
Sean Gota now. Goodwin and Gota, 2 apiece.
Rotherham fans are unaware there that Gota run into an offside position.
It's going to be Roscoe with this corner then for Rotherham United. Gota's up there and just a flash past the post. And finds Jeffrey. Parkinson and Roscoe away for Rotherham now. This could spell danger for the Clarets. Roscoe, a great save from Marlon Beresford, and Parkinson puts it out. Wilder. Mark Monington up in the attack, and the ball still with Rotherham United. Roscoe's cross. Oh, and there's 2 men at the far post. Unmarked, Gota and Jeffrey. And Gota, oh dear, but a bad finish again from Sean Gota. That flag again. And Garner takes a bit of an injury from that one, and up goes David Ayres. Philliskirk's there. Ayres to turn and shoot. Oh, just wide. That looked like it was going in the bottom right-hand corner. Wolf whistles again. Burnley half clear, and that's the full-time whistle. Burnley start the 95-96 campaign with a win here against Rotherham. Burnley 2, Rotherham 1. Ball played right into the centre there, and Kurt Nogan here. Plenty of pace about Nogan again, and he's going over to that far right-hand side. A good ball. Adrian Randall's shirt was pulled. Randall finishes, and it's Burnley 1, Mansfield 0. A great ball from Nogan, and a class finish from Randall.
Yeah, terrific goal. Nogan doing some brilliant work, and looked up and saw Randall in space. And Randall made the run and coolly slotted it under the keeper.
Slawson puts a good ball in, and Swan's there to meet it. This is Steve Barkin. It plays it back for Barraclough. Barraclough up for Slawson. It's a wicked header. It's just over the top from Steve Slawson. Nice cross from Parkinson as Nogan extremely well, and a good shot just scurries past the far post.
Yeah, Nogan doing well getting away from his marker. But, unfortunately, just screwed his shot wide, but a good effort there by the Burnley forward.
Boland, good challenge from the lad, and he gets it back. But for Nogan. Now with 2 men on him, Kurt Nogan, they must know about him surely. Adrian Randall looking for his second. And a great shot and a save from Bowling, which denied Adi Randall Burnley's second, and his second on the night. Here's Parkin from Mansfield. Mark Sale, not offside. Mark Sale racing towards the goal. Brave keeping from Marlon Beresford. And Burnley caught, well, they're very much asleep there. Cut inside this time, Francis, trying to beat the 2 defenders. The referee getting in the way. This is Kurt Nogan. Oh, and Nogan's through. Oh, and a great goal from Kurt Nogan. No real problem for him. Took it in his stride. 2-0.
Great goal there. Sloppy work initially by the Mansfield defence when Francis lost possession. But he's done great to get that ball back, and Nogan just waltzed around the defence and slipped it past the keeper, and now Burnley booking the place in the cup for the next round.
As Mansfield again on this near side. Island's cross to the back post deep. Howarth gets in there, the ball in the back of the net, and much to the surprise of the Mansfield spectators, Vinicum on that far side crosses with his right foot, and Philliskirk's up there, but ball now with John Francis, being watched very closely by Barraclough. Francis to the byline, a good cross from him, and Nogan! Unbelievable stuff. Kurt Nogan grabs his second. Parkinson takes it over to that far, catches Chris Vinicum out by surprise, but he latches onto this one. Having a run at the opposing full-back on the right foot. Chris Vinicum hits the side netting. A good effort from Chris Vinicum. Here's Parkin for Mansfield. Sails in there. Oh, and that would have been a goal. An excellent save with his head. Philiskirk, but not on Nogan now. Can he finish this one off and make it? Well, he's got beaten him twice. Plays it across. No penalty, says the ref. Warren Joyce went thundering down in that penalty area. It was right behind play, and well, I don't know. I thought that was a penalty.
Yeah, been a little bit out of order with some of these decisions.
Philiskirk shooting at goal, and Ian Bowling surely got a touch to that one as Philiskirk remonstrates with the referee. And there goes the final whistle here at Turf Moor. We're through to round 2, 3-1 on the night, 4-1 in aggregate. 2 goals from Kurt Nogan, the other from Randall, and a good performance.
Yeah, Kurt Nogan once again getting our vote as the man of the match, second home match running. 2 good goals and a good performance, but overall I think Jimmy Mullen will be pleased with how his side has gone about getting that result tonight.
So it's as you were, we're into the next round. The next date with you is on Saturday. Brentford's next. So a spot of rain making it a wee bit cooler this afternoon after temperatures soaring into the 80s really for the past couple of weeks, and perhaps a nip of autumn in the air, the sign that the football season is getting underway. Get their yards back, and quite rightly so. Parkinson tries it up for Joyce, who hammers it. It's just over for Chris Finicum on the right foot. Philiskirk going up on a punch from Dearden, and still Brentford on the counter-attack now, and a run for his money. Nick Forster, a shot from him and a block. Well, that was going en route for goal. Philiskirk pushing it wide. Good ball to Finicum now. A good cross it is, straight to the left back, Nogan, and a goal! Kurt Nogan doesn't need much room, and he hit that one. Great news from Turf Moor. Burnley 1, Brentford 0. And Kurt Nogan doesn't miss that opportunity. Crosses over to the far side, just wide from Jamie Hoyland. Another good effort from Burnley. Warren Joyce saw the advancing Jamie Hoyland, and his header just wide at the far post. Francis holding on the ball up well, but can't find Philiskirk. Parkinson in there. Anderson comes away with the ball for Brentford. Forster on the left-hand side for them. Bit of trickery from him, and a good shot. It hits the post. Anderson. Oh, and that was cleared away by Finicum over on that far side. A bit of pressure from the visitors then. Talking of time, Jimmy Mullen asking the referee, are you playing well tea time? The referee says no. That's the final whistle. 3 well-earned points for Burnley. A battling performance, a hard second half. And it was Kurt Nogan who separates the two sides for his goal on 10 minutes. Walsall, the visitors this evening. The Walsall match would and should have been last Saturday, and there are options to cancel the game. So here we have it this evening. It'll be Walsall to kick off, defending the be-all end. Ray Daniels' first touch of the ball, but John Francis, his first touch, well, he got it back. Francis trying to retain possession. Stuart Watkins pushing it wide again. Philiskirk trying a wee bit of trickery. Here's Francis with a cross. Looking for Ayres that time, and Nogan was in there too. Randall with a shot. Oh, and a good save from James Walker, diving to his left-hand side. And that was a good shot from 80. Charlie Palmer right to John Francis. Half cleared that one from Palmer. And a shot from Francis, which straight at the keeper. Francis to his right, but Randall cuts inside with the left foot cross. And Hoyland tapping it in for Philiskirk. Now then, David Ayres. Shot from him, another bad effort. Oh, it's gone over the top. And, well, he did save it, but he wasn't too confident about the shot from David Ayres. Let's hope so for that, as 22 on the clock now, as Burnley attempt to mount an attack here. Stanley for Philiska, up for Nogan, left well for Randall now, a chance to open up, and Randall, oh, and another good save from Walker. That's the second attempt on goal from Randall and the second save from Walker, the keeper. Still Tony Philiska, well, he won that ball, and the defender Marsh in here. Vinicum takes it away from him. Oh, and it's right across the face. Oh, that ball didn't go in. It was unlucky from Chris Marsh. And, well, what can we say? So David Ayres again with the corner for Burnley. Again to the back post, and the header from Swan so narrowly missing the far post.
Yeah, we had a terrific view of that from here, and looked as though he might just sneak in, but just inches away from that far post.
Walsall have put the players back in numbers when it counted. Here's John Francis for Burnley. Nogan can't find any room to turn. A good shot just past the post, and there wasn't much space to do that, but he managed to squeeze one in.
He's made quite a bright start, but obviously he's relying on others to give him some good quality service. But the Walsall keeper there making a hash of a moment to go with that cross when he chose to punch, and was very fortunate to get away with it when he was under no pressure and could have just caught the ball cleanly, but putting his side under a bit of pressure there.
Pressure that's coming now, and the ball, it's gone in the net. It's unbelievable stuff. It's that man Lightbourne scored the goal for Walsall. Kyle Lightbourne.
Beresford remonstrating with the linesman, perhaps hoping for an offside there. But Lightbourne, who's been the threat for Burnley tonight, finally grabs a goal, looping it over the keeper's head.
Can they get through this wall and into the back of the net? Joyce hammers it. Oh, it's gone in! Unbelievable, the goalkeeper has made a blunder and Burnley have pegged level.
Quite amazing, the keeper who's shaved Walsall all night, and then that quite a tame looking effort really from Joyce. How he had squirmed under his body, we'll never know, but at least Burnley getting at least some rewards for their performance tonight.
Thank goodness for Warren Joyce. Well played from him. He did hit it, it must have slid somehow. Well, when Lady Luck smiles, and that's the full-time whistle. Warren Joyce gives Burnley a draw here at Turf Moor. A real hard, tough game, and Burnley, well, it never looked on, did it?
Yeah, the Burnley fans are not too happy, of course, only getting a draw at home, but maybe an inspired substitution by Jimmy Mullen, bringing Warren Joyce on there with minutes remaining, and he grabs a point for Burnley to keep their unbeaten home record intact.
The days of the 60s, there was certainly no segregation then, of course, and football hooliganism was in its infancy. It wasn't until the later 60s that away supporters really came to be looked on as species apart, and even then it was quite feasible to mix the Scousers or Cockneys and actually talk about the match in fun. But people may remember before the long side, when the what was the terracing was full of cinders, and of course there was no roof on, and of course when it rained all the heads were wet. They were crammed together, no bodies got wet, just the heads. That was before the long sides. There were many incidents, but most of the ones I remember were fairly harmless, like the Liverpool supporter who created his own area of terracing by not bothering to walk round to the toilets. Amazing stuff. A few years later, of course, such scenes were unthinkable as the barriers and fences went up, and keeping the yobs apart at the same time ensuring that the normal communication was out for the rest of us. Then there was that relegation, probably saved Turf Moor from the worst of the trouble that was rife in the late 70s. But remember, Celtic's visit in 1978 won't be forgotten by many who were there. The away end could not hold all the visiting hooligans, and the result was inevitable. That was the long side's worst nightmare in memory, at least, which certainly Wallace Chadwick could remember some of his excerpts coming from these memories of the long side. Every ground has its own special terrace, or at least did until Lord Justice Taylor decreed otherwise. One of the beauties of Burnley's lay in its name, Longside, not the usual area behind the goal where the atmosphere is. Apart from being made preferred viewpoint, the layout of Turf Moor has always seemed to give the Longside its unique atmosphere and the sheer renaissance of sound it generates when there is a big crowd or when things are going well on the pitch. There isn't much original of the world of football songs, but Burnley fans have contributed their share to this famous Longside. Favourite players have inspired some of the best and most inspiring Hallelujah chorus for Willie Morgan, Rod Stewart sailing among others, for Uwe Noble, whose hymn of praise sometimes went on for such as 20 minutes, D-O-B-O Dobbo, and more recently Pierce Pierce gives us a dance. And tuneless and repetitive as it may be, Jimmy Mullen's Claret and Blue Army must certainly have been worth a goal or two in those days. The Longside has been some good and bad times. Modern safety regulations ensure that terraces can no longer be truly packed out. But when the Longside was, I dispute that any football ground in the land was a more exciting place to be than Turf Moor. It didn't matter if your view was less than perfect, but apart from that, it was what counted. Better than in those days in the mid-80s when the view was always perfect and you could pick up your own square yard of space. But even then, the atmosphere never really died here at Turf Moor. This is a sad day, and I could go on at length about why I believe Taylor got it wrong, but it isn't the place for that. The new Turf Moor will no doubt be much improved in all the ways we're told are important. But it's hard to imagine that the atmosphere will ever be the same again. The atmosphere makers will disappear, and if I suspect many will defect from the time being to the Ensley stand, they won't be able to create the barrage of sound that's so much a part of the match day experience. So let's hope the Clarets really turn it on today and that the Longside is heard in all its glory for the very last time. Gets a throw in from it for McMinn. Good cross is called for Highland. Oh, he heads it wide. This is MacDonald. Nogan. Good space was created by Nogan, and oh, and just a bender at the far post. Took a deflection, Kurt Nogan's sizzler. Hull City number 4, now Vinicum. A chance on his right foot, a good shot and a good save, and there's Cook. Here's Peacock now for Hull City. Effort, oh, not a bad effort. Corner, good save too. Dean Widnes, the man testing Marlon Beresford. Twists and turns on that far side. Back in favour, the Tin Man. And, well, Burnley managed to gain possession. Cook, now then, Kurt Nogan, a goal, 1-0. That's some way to celebrate the end of the Longside. Kurt Nogan blasts Burnley into a 1-0 lead. A left foot shot which practically bursts the net on 40 minutes. Now then, there's MacDonald now. Perhaps he could have a shot on goal, but he's closed down edge of the area. Plays it wide for McMinn. And a good effort from McMinn and a good save from Wilson. Failed to hold. And a real thunderous shot from the Tin Man. And Andy Williams now for Hull. Here's Fewings, play on. Good save from Marlon Beresford at the second attempt. Harrison. Can he carve something out of this one? Harrison, he's got Matt Cook here. Oh, and a goal, an own goal from the fullback, Allison, and that caps it off for the Clarets. There's a good cross from Andy Cook, put in by Allison, the number 2, and Burnley have a 2-0 lead here, and that should be it. And the referee blows for full time. On the day the long side close, it's Burnley 2, Hull City 1. And it's 3 points whichever way you look at it. It's 12 months since Burnley last had an away win practically, but a mid-table position for the Clarets, 12th it is. Playing a side here today just 2 places below them, Swansea City, and a man who will be with us this afternoon or watching the game will be that former Welsh international Leighton James, who will be who had the opportunity of playing for both clubs in his long and industrious career. Ted McMinn returns to the Burnley side after what seems to be a very controversial and stormy career at Burnley, in and out of the side, but finally gets a start here. Turn the clock back, I think. And now here's an opportunity for Kurt Nogan, and he scored. Burnley a goal in front. Kurt Nogan again, persistent work from him, and Kurt, the boy, has scored goal number 7.
Terrific persistence there by Nogan. With his, as you say, 7th goal and giving Burnley that lead as he shrugged off the defender there, challenging him. I think afraid to put in a tackle, but Nogan's persistence there, he slipped it under the keeper, and a great 1-0 lead for the Burnley boys.
So the man does it again. Kurt Nogan, signed from Brighton Hove Albion last year for £300,000, and he's starting to repay that great fee that Burnley's paid for him. Saying, right, here we are, a nice shot too. Oh, it wasn't a bad effort from number 10, Ampadu. Now then, this is MacDonald and Ayres together, but Ayres loses it. Joyce goes in, wins the challenge, out for McMinn from a Swansea player. McMinn's going to try a shot just wide of the stanchion. Ted McMinn, who he likes to shoot, but that was just a fraction away from McMinn, who's just on the edge of the area there. Lets the left peg go and just wide of that right-hand post. Yep. Vinicum. Ayres turns, looks at, oh, a good ball from Ayres to Vinicum, hits the side netting once again, but a corner given. And again, some good play from the former Rangers fullback, Chris Vinicum. He gets to the byline there, pulls the ball into the side netting, and Freestone was looking to save it anyway. Yeah. Again, he does well, crosses with the left foot, a good bending cross, and that's David Ayres just heading over the top there. And David Ayres playing up the centre-forward role here. And a great cross from McMinn. And David Ayres rode extremely well. Winstanley does well, finds McMinn operating on that far side in this second half. Good ball in again for Ayres, hits it first time, and it's over the top from David Ayres. Dazzling play from the Scotsman. Vinicum's cross, and MacDonald, not the tallest man on the field, and a penalty. A good decision again by the referee, and a booking looks like for, well, who is it? The goalkeeper, perhaps? Yes, Roger Freestone.
I think he'll be booking the Swansea defender in question as the ball came across. Ayres going up, yeah, and it was the number 3. I think Mark Claude, who the referee wants to come over. There's no question about the decision. It just depends on whether Mr. Claude is going to see out the rest of this game or whether he gets away with just a yellow card. Yeah, it's just yellow, so Burnley now with a great chance of taking a 2-0 lead, and David Ayres an opportunity now to make up for that miss a few moments ago.
David Ayres likes to take penalties. That prominent left foot from him could make it. Oh, and a good save from Freestone. That was the first one I've really seen David Ayres miss, if you like. Freestone saved it, but it counts as a miss for the Clarets. Comes in again. Well, here comes Finicum now, a good ball played in, hits the keeper as, well, he was in the right place, hit his legs as Burnley still coming forward now with Parkinson. Cross from him and Joyce, and a goal! Warren Joyce scores Burnley's second, and a good cross there from Gary Parkinson. Warren Joyce celebrates Burnley's second goal.
Yeah, terrific goal just after the keeper had made a great save from the on-loan man MacDonald. Vinicum, who had showing the earlier chance where the goalkeeper made a great save from MacDonald, and then Gary Parkinson with a great overlap and a great cross, and Joyce a terrific header and looping it over the keeper freestone. Obviously very dejected, but Burnley taking a well-deserved 2-0 lead.
As Ampadu now, and the shot comes in. It's a good effort, a good save too from Marlon Beresford, and Marlon Beresford really on his toes there.
Yeah, Swansea once again trying from long range. A good effort this time coming in, and Beresford earning his keep with a great dive away to his right, turning it away for a corner kick.
Randall plays it out again for MacDonald. First time ball again, a bender from that to that far post. The header, oh, and a goal! David Ayres makes it Burnley 3, Swansea City 0.
A terrific header there as that ball came over from MacDonald, who was had a good second half himself. Ayres, of course, who missed those chances at the beginning of the half, the shot over the top, and then of course the penalty. But this time as that cross came over, Ayres with plenty of Swansea shirts around him, getting a terrific header into that bottom corner to give the Clarets an unassailable 3-0 lead.
Penalty. Mark Winstanley was only talking earlier about Burnley keeping a clean sheet, and the inevitable happens. Perhaps we shouldn't have opened our mouths. Mark Winstanley doing the honours, and here he is with the lunging challenge on the number 8 Carl Heggs. Definitely a penalty, a last gasp effort from him, but that means Swansea have a chance of a consolation goal here. Yeah,
I think that's all it will be if they score, because we've only got about 5 minutes of normal time left.
It's going to be Carl Heggs to take it. Oh, and it's saved. Superb stuff from Marlon Beresford. 2 penalties in this game and 2 saves.
Beresford clutching gleefully onto the ball there as the number 8 from Swansea cracked it. Beresford guessed right and not only shaved it but hung onto the ball as well.
A goalkeeper in top form, Marlon Beresford. And there's the final whistle from the turf this afternoon. Burnley have a very convincing 3-0 win here. 3 points in the bag and just a notch up that table, Tony.
Yeah, I'm sure many of the Burnley fans will be wishing that we could have reproduced this sort of form away from home sometime, but nonetheless another good 3 points at home and clear winners by 3 well taken goals.
And this is the famous Gawthorpe boot room. We've come down to Burnley's training ground to speak to the players to find out what they think about the season so far. Well, I know, Mollen, you were very flattered when Bobby Gould showed an interest in having you in his Wales squad, but after digging into the family tree, isn't it right to say that Wayne Russell is the only contender from the Burnley goalkeeping camp that could possibly displace Neville Southall?
I think so. I think he's more Welsh than me anyway. Looking into it, I've not found any Welsh blood in the family, so I think it's down to Wayne.
What exactly did you do then when you got the call from Bobby Gould to research your family tree?
It's just a fact, looking into my grandparents' side of things. My dad was looking into that. My mother's German, so I don't think she knows too much about her family, so it was my dad's side that I was looking into, and as I said, I didn't find anything anyway.
But isn't there a possible qualification for Scotland and the Republic of Ireland?
There's a possibility, yeah. I think my dad found that his dad was Scottish and his mother was Irish, so there's a possibility there.
But looking at Scotland, I wouldn't exactly have thought that a Sheffield-born goalkeeper who speaks with an English accent would be greeted too well up there.
Well, I'm sure I would if I was playing well for them. I know they've qualified for Europe, so it's good times for the Scots at the minute, so why not?
But in terms of the Irish Republic, you've got the perfect accent.
What, a Lincolnshire, Yorkshire accent? No, I don't think so, but there's plenty of people with strange accents playing for Ireland, so why not me?
Well, if you look at Packy Bonner retiring and perhaps not too many goalkeepers to choose from, maybe Alan Kelly of Sheffield United and Keith Brannigan of Bolton Wanderers, maybe there might be an opening there.
I think so, yeah. I think if you look into the Scottish side, there's not too many goalkeepers flourishing there, coming through onto the scene. Jim Leighton's playing at the minute, who's 37, 38, so there's every possibility of being an international goalkeeper, either the Irish or Scottish.
But do you feel, as regards England, there's far too many people in front of you?
I think it's an ambition to obviously play for England, but like you say, there's a lot of place for competition at the moment, so I'm just going to concentrate playing for Burnley and continue trying to play well, and take it from there, really.
You're back on your best form?
I'm feeling confident, yeah. I know we haven't been getting too many decent results lately, and we've conceded a few goals, which is down to me, I suppose, but I'm still feeling confident myself and trying to play to the best of my ability.
Did you have a bad patch last season where maybe your confidence went a little bit?
I think confidence goes anywhere when you're losing games like we was last season, when you're losing the amount of games that we were, particularly after Christmas. I think it's only natural that your confidence is going to dip a little, but I always try and be positive going into games, and it's what I tried. If I play badly, then, so be it, I'll hold my hands up, but it's just a matter of being confident, really.
That's worried about the future. You're still a very young man, but do you still harbour ambitions of playing in the top flight at some stage?
Obviously, yeah. I think it's everybody's ambition to play in the top flight, and I'm no different from anybody else.
Thanks a lot, Marlon.
Cheers.
Yes, get in there!
How long, Jonah?
Burnley, as you were saying, did put up a good performance down at Filbert Street, but went down by 2-0, so obviously it's going to be an uphill struggle for the Clarets tonight to get back into the tie.
Yes, it may have been thought that Steve Thompson may have returned against his old club this evening, but he's come up against a reaction, and he played in the A team earlier on, and obviously Jimmy Mullen not risking him, but obviously Jamie Hoyland and Peter Swan will be back shortly as well, and I think Peter Swan must be the first one to sort of come back from that injured list.
Hopefully he can take his chance in the midfield tonight.
Also we see Derek Adams, who yet to get a full run out in the first team. I think he shows a lot of promise as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think Burnley at the moment have been blessed by quite a few up-and-coming players. Let's hope that they do get a chance and that they can take them, as you say, Adams, Weller, Paul Smith, John Boland, and one or two others that we could mention that hopefully will be knocking on the first team door soon.
Yeah, 8 goals in the reserves, Derek Adams. Here's Jerry Harrison, however, looking up for Nogan, and Harrison for the return. Right to the byline, a cross comes in, it hits the side netting. 1 for 2 Burnley men to chase. It could fall well for Kirk Nogan, in fact it does. And the referee, well, I'll ask Tony what he thinks of that one. He appeals for a free kick certainly, but not given by the referee, and that was a foul. Switching play, David Ayres for Ted McMinn now. Can he have a run at this fullback? He hasn't really tested him yet. Good cross too, and Ayres comes in and just gets the foot to it, but not a lot of power. Nogan just can't get his foot round that. Thought it was diverting it for McMinn. Keeper's out once again. It's not a good kick. And Heskey makes the contact. Oh, and this is Joshim, and that was a foul, was it? The referee says no.
Oh, great tackle there by Harrison. Just got a bit mixed up there with Mark Winstanley.
But that will be cut out by the fullback, Grayson. And Grayson going forward now for City. Parker trying a shot at goal, a good effort too, and a good save from Marlon Beresford, diving to his right-hand side, and that was a good strike from Parker. All visiting supporters in there. Beresford up, doesn't catch though. Oh, right in the way was Vinicum, and a shot from Heskey, which from that range you shouldn't really miss. Right, this is Adrian Randall then. Good ball for Nogan. Nogan going to take the man on. Cuts inside, a good ball too. Oh, and that just went past Adrian Randall, and that would have surely been a scoring opportunity. Handball claim, the referee not giving it again. And what do they have to do? Comes in straight into the arms of Marlon Beresford. Quickly thrown out to Ayres now. Oh, that would have been a good ball for McMinn, but Grayson cuts it out. Joachim. David Ayres trying from there, a good shot, just over the top by the keeper. Or was it a goal kick given? But that was a cracker from Ayres.
Yeah, Ayres onto that like a flash, and his sights were set on the goal as soon as he picked the ball up, and a cracking effort.
Lowe's cross, high to the back post. Beresford catches and is fouled in the process. Free kick to the Clarets.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And this time the Leicester man has been shown the yellow card. Heskey, who of course had that challenge with the young lad Weller earlier on, this time doesn't receive any let-off, and first caution of the night for the visit.
Nogan intervenes there, finds Vinicum. Again, some great play by David Ayres, and is he going to have a crack at goal? It's a good effort too from David Ayres, and Kevin Poole bringing it down to the floor. Oh, and it's hit the post, would you believe it? Gary Parkinson would have been his first goal.
Terrific header, really bad luck there for Parker. And Nogan there as well, nearly giving the Clarets the lead, so...
Grayson. Law. Oh, and a goal. Mark Robbins scores for Leicester City, and you can definitely say that is against the run of play. It's 3-0 on aggregate.
The announcement there coming that Mark Winstanley's been given the man of the match. He has had quite a sound game with Harrison.
Mark Robbins makes it 2-0 on the night, 4-0 on aggregate. Amazing the amount of space allowed there. Harrison. And there goes the final whistle. 2 goals from Mark Robbins. Seals it for Leicester City. Not that they really needed it. Nil apiece, and Burnley denied on 2 occasions by the woodwork, Tony.
Yeah, for over an hour Burnley gave as good as they got tonight, and gave Leicester a good run for the money, and could have easily taken the lead on 2 or 3 occasions, but in the end they had to throw caution to the wind, leave themselves exposed a little at the back, and Leicester, unfortunately for the Clarets, did take full advantage of it.
No, I say we started the game very well. I thought we had 3 or 4 great chances in the first half. I thought one of them games, you put 1 or 2 of them in, like you can end up 4 or 5 up. But I say the longer the game goes, the harder it gets, and we start forcing things, and we end up, like I said, they've scored a great goal, which we've been going through in the changing room, what went wrong, this and that. But at the end of the day, scored a 25-yarder and bent it in. And for thinking things like that, you can't argue with things like that.
Can't predict. We had a lot of play on both flanks. Ted again, special good performance from him, and of course Paul on the other side. The ball numerous times coming across umpteen corners and no goals.
Well, I say it's one of them games. We've been working on creating more chances, getting down the back, getting down the sides, and getting the balls in, which we've done today. So I say chances, like I say, we hit the crossbar. We had a couple of great chances. So just put it down to one of them games. The chances are there to be got at now. So I say if time keeps going like I say, we're going to get more for his fair share.
I know obviously you weren't playing midweek, but it seemed to carry on from the Leicester game. No luck at all, basically.
It's up to us. So you make your own luck now. It's up to us now to work at it through the week, and like I say, get prepared for Saturday away. So we've got a point here, so we've got to go get 3 away.
So you're back in the side now. No reaction from that injury you had. A quick return for you, really, wasn't it?
Well, they expected me out for about 6 weeks, and how things have gone today feels okay. So I've got to see what it's like in the morning, and then just some light training again next week.
Just a word about the goal. How did you see Warren Joyce's goal? It's sort of a bending, looping header, which didn't seem to drop in straight away.
Joyce, you can't score powerful headers anyway. Thought he had a cushion on his forehead. But I say it's a great chance, and Kurt had one across about 2 yards away, and he was like reaching for it. Like I say, it's a bit of talking, like so that Matt Winstanley behind him could have headed it in. But it's like communication we've got to sort out. But I say the chances are there now, so it's up to us to get some goals.
What's the reaction to Kurt Nolan getting the full Welsh squad? He must be pleased about that. Oh,
it's great for the club. So everybody involved with the club's pleased for him. So it's the first time in the squad, so let's hope he can continue scoring goals down here for us. It's going to help him, of course.
Now, just a word on next week. Of course, we start our travels again, and Bournemouth away. It has been a problem. 12 months, practically 1 win. It's not what we want, is it, really?
I say we've got the squad to adapt to things like that. We can go away from home and get the results. Like I say, if we're creating the chances like we have done today, we have to create 2 or 3 away and get them. Like that's all they've done today, really. I say they've got a result, so we can go down there and get a win. We're not afraid of that.
Your move to Burnley, you're quite happy with where things are going and the move that's made you in the first team?
Yeah, I've settled in well. I've got a great bunch of lads. So all we have to do is stick together on and off the field, and so we can go places.
Wish you luck, Peter Swan. Thank you very much.
Cheers, thank you.
Burnley again back on home soil this afternoon for the visit of the Seagulls. Brighton and Hove Albion are the visitors today as Burnley seek to carry on from where they left off last week on the south coast with that excellent 2-0 win down there at Dean Court, Bournemouth, with Chris Vinicum and Kurt Nogan, who today of course plays against his former club, amongst the goals.
Ted McMinn, not used last week at Dean Court, but he's back on the flanks here for the Clarets, and he'll be hoping to put some wing wizardry into the Burnley forward line, as he normally does. First ball played up by Gary Parkinson, looking there for Kurt Nogan. Smith, just the slightest of touches enables him to pull the ball away. And Burnley intercept again with Harrison. Here's Nogan, a good ball from Nogan for McMinn. McMinn to the byline, across from him to the back post. Oh, the goal! It's David Ayres, and a superb cross from the man, Ted McMinn.
Once again, McMinn providing the goods on that left flank. A great interchange again with Kurt Nogan, and a pinpoint cross, as you said, and Ayres on the end of it.
Parkinson lays it back. Harrison to Ayres. Ayres trying a shot. Oh, and a good effort from David Ayres, and just catching the keeper there. Read it well, Nicky Russ, but obviously a shooting opportunity and a good turn from David Ayres.
Yeah, he's looking very sharp. There was doubts about his fitness during the week.
Brighton in possession. Wilkinson plays it forward for Monday. Monday here. And an opportunity for Junior McDougall. Oh, and a shot from the number 11, Beresford save. A little bit tame from Jeff Mitten. Crossfield for Smith. And Smith perhaps having to do himself. Straight up Marlon Beresford. The sun causing Nicky Russ to wear a peak cap. As the corner comes over again. And no, and a good effort, a goal from Peter Swan. A great goal too, and just a touch from Nicky Russ. And that's Burnley 2, Brighton 0.
Terrific header by the Burnley centre-half there. So Swan scoring against the Seagulls this afternoon, and he'll be delighted.
Burnley, though, however, have this 2-0 lead here. David Ayres and Peter Swan, the goal scorers for the Clarets. Now here's Kurt Nogan. Can he make it 3? He does. Kurt Nogan against his old club, and he likes that one.
Yeah, well, I think that's game, set and match for Burnley. Terrific goal, and Nogan delighted as he ran over there to the supporters there in that Bob Lord stand.
And McMinn's cross is a beauty. Oh, a thunderous shot from McDougall, straight off a post, and to safety, really.
I think that would have been the goal of the game so far. McMinn again weaving his magic, and a terrific volley there hit by McDonald, but crashing back off that post.
McMinn curling Swan across the face. Oh, that wasn't off the line, in fact, and
Ayres pulled down yet again, and
this is David Ayres. Oh, and a good save from Rust. Came out to pounce like a cat, and you were saying, Tony.
As I've seen, Ayres brought down there, but it really should have been number 4 for the Clarets.
McMinn, oh, and another good save from Rust as David Ayres looked for his second. Harrison, good challenge from him, another good effort from Harrison, and he's coming free now. Can he make it number 4? Harrison, oh, and it's just wide from him, and sheer persistence from the former Bristol player.
Yeah, terrific run by the Burnley midfielder.
Winstanley just gets one touch and a handball suspicion. And a super save from Marlon Beresford from Andrews. Storer. And that was a crunch of a challenge. 2 men flat out.
Yeah, it looks like they've both come worse off. I'm not sure if that's not Warren Joyce down for Burnley, but it was his foul really, and but he's come off. I'm not sure if that's also the full-back of Brighton, Peter Smith. But as I said, a crunching challenge there.
It ricocheted round the ground when they collided there, but obviously we've got this situation with the stretchers once again. But Warren Joyce, the first man to his feet.
Obviously looking at Clarets and Burnley and Brighton players who have played for both sides. Obviously there's the Kurt Nogan, who what an impressive record he had down at the Goldstone Ground. 49 goals in 97 matches, and considering that he didn't score in the last 21 of those.
Skims Peter Swan's top of his head, and he's going to have a crack at it. Oh, and it's off the line by Chris Vinicum. So it's Storer now trying to find Mayo, and Vinicum clears long. Referee going over the mark again, and that is the final whistle. Satisfactory for the Clarets. And you're summing up, Tony.
Yeah, convincing 3-0 scoreline. Burnley didn't have it all their own way. Brighton will rue those missed chances, but the name of the game is about putting it in the back of the net, and Burnley did that 3 times in the first half. Maybe they took their foot off the gas slightly in the second period, but a very welcome 3 points for the Burnley boys.
It's a satisfactory result for the Clarets, and you must have been pleased as well.
Yeah, the main thing today was to get the 3 points. It was nice to play against my my old side. I got a lot of feelings for Brighton. The Brighton fans today wouldn't appreciated of the things I've done down there. I was a bit disappointed, but at the end of the day I'm playing for Burnley now, and that's all in the past. Yeah, this intended to give you a bit of stick in the stand there as you came down this right hand side. I noticed that during the game. Yeah, I was very disappointed with them because I've had 3 good years down there. I've the fans have been good to me down there, but the majority now they've come away and they're just to be honest, hooligans. That's right. Now then, 3 goals that we got. You got one of those goals. You want to describe them? The first one that was David Ayres from Ted, wasn't it? I think David Ayres, I got the ball on the left-hand side. I played a ball through to Ted, a good first-time crossing, and David was unmarked at the far post and he nodded well down and first good start for us.
A brilliant start. 4 minutes in actual fact. And Peter Swan got on the score sheet, which is a bit rare.
Yeah, it's nice to see Peter scoring. He's a big lad and he should be scoring a bit more, but he's got a good header in and the keeper's got a touch, but it was enough power for it to go over the line.
And what about yours? Tell us about yours. We all saw it, but obviously...
Yeah, I think it was a mistake in the Brighton defence and the ball broke loose to David Ayres. He quickly played the ball to me down the side. The keeper come out. I could see him coming. I just took my time really, made sure I hit the target, and it was in.
Well done there. Now the second half, obviously, we wanted a few more goals, but it doesn't always work that way, does it?
No, Brighton they had a few chances as well. We could have went 3-3 at half time. Give their due. They played some nice little bits of football, but they're leaking goals and they shouldn't be away from home. But they had enough chances to be in the game as well.
They would work once, and also they hit it around 2 or 3 times. Would it be twice, something? Yeah,
it was up and down. After one and got sent off, the game went a bit slow. We were 3-0 up. We was cruising really, but we shouldn't be like that. We should go off and kill the game and make sure we get a couple more goals. But the lads are happy, and that's the main thing.
That's the main thing. Now then, we've crept up this second division. The fans giving the Burnley boss a hard time of late. Obviously, your thoughts on that?
I can't understand, to be honest. We're like 5th or 6th in the table. It's worrying because, you know, we're playing good football, we're doing all right, we're winning games, we haven't lost at home. So I can't understand it, but that's the fans, they've got their say, and hopefully we can carry on and it might all go away.
Now then, we saw a win last week against Bournemouth, and the pressure was really on the Clarets that afternoon, and that was a good performance again, wasn't it? It turned things round for us.
Yeah, that was our first win away from home for a year, and it's nice to see.
What about Tuesday night at the Autoglass? I mean, that was another one. A point,
We're quite happy to go away from home and get a point against rather a hard team to go against, and hopefully we can carry on against Chester now in the next game.
And the one next week, of course, we go back away again on our travels, Bradford City, that one.
That's going to be another tough one. If we can go there and get a good result there, after this good result, we'll do all right.
Any predictions for yourself on goals that you've got in the past? You can sort of put a tally on this season, perhaps?
No, I put a tally on last season when I signed, and it was the wrong thing to do because I didn't settle in. So I'm just going to go on. I've got 10 now, and hopefully I can get a few more. If I can keep getting goals in 1-2 ratio, I'll be very happy.
A top clash in the Ensley Division 2 here at Turf Moor this afternoon. The Clarets and Notts County. Burnley's on a roll, as you might say, and they're playing exceedingly well. That 2-0 win at Peterborough on Tuesday evening, and that means that Burnley are back in 5th position because our visitors Notts County this afternoon had a convincing midweek win over Brentford of 4-1. So it's all to play for this afternoon, and the Clarets looking for promotion at the first attempt. MacDonald sends it over, and had a Swan, and the goalkeeper couldn't hold it, and that man poaches again, Kurt Nogan.
Yeah, the keeper not happy as the first header came in. A fumble there by the keeper, but as sharp as ever, Kurt Nogan in there in only the 4th minute to give the Clarets that 1-0 lead.
Andy Legg once again. They can count this as a corner for the visitors. Watch this one fly in. Oh, and that was dangerous, and a shot. Oh, and that's gone in, and it took a deflection. It somehow took a deflection. I think it's Arkins who scored it. Comes in for the visitors on 16 minutes, a reply to Kurt Nogan's early goal. Trainer that he is, and a good ball played in. This is Devlin, and a good challenge by Swan, and what's he given? He's given it.
Swan looks mystified there. The referee was way behind that ball as it came through. I'd like to see that one again on the replay, whether Swan connected with the ball first or got the man. He hasn't complained to the ref about the decision. Of course, he's not going to change his mind, and Burnley, after that terrific start, now could well be going into the interval goal behind.
Oh dear, it's not the sort of thing we'd have expected by the referee, but he's given the spot kick. It's going to be Paul Devlin to take this one for the visitors, and he makes it 2-1 to County. Quite a surprise, really.
For Burnley, surely the Clarets won't be able to come back from a 3-1 scoreline, but while it remains at 2-1, there's every chance that Burnley can grab at least a point out of it.
And that's a goal. That is a goal from number 3, Ian Barraclough, and that had the Burnley defence beaten all ends up, and that really is bad news for the Clarets. 1, Notts County 3, the corner comes in, oh, it's off the line. Hoyland looked like he'd pull one back for the Clarets. Murphy just got there. Devlin. Here's Nicol now for Notts County, plays a ball down the right hand side, but Mark Winstanley's there for Burnley. I think the alarm clock's just gone off here in the gantry, and that was a foul, holding by the central defender, and Cook scores a goal. That's 3-2. Well played by the Clarets, and well, it was Ayres, Nogan it was through, and then Cook finished it off. Claims for a, well, free kick really.
Yeah, super finish there by the sub there.
Oh dear, this is Devlin who makes it 4. Randall trying a shot, which is covered at the near post. Finicum far side for David Ayres. Again, Nogan gets the header. That's a goal. That's the Burnley 3rd. It comes off Kurt Nogan, and still Burnley fighting all the way.
Yeah, I think it's Nogan that's going to claim that. 4-3, and still about 6 or 7 minutes left for Burnley to grab a point out of it.
Swan, well, and that's the final whistle here at Turf Moor, and not a lot of stoppage time added on, it must be said. The referee hardly having a classic today.
That's right. Burnley was always an uphill struggle, always being behind, but maybe that offside decision has changed the course of the game, that Notts County were given that 4th goal. The Clarets battled bravely, but Notts County are formidable opponents, but obviously disappointment that Clarets lose the unbeaten record. Let's hope we can bounce back in the next match.
Welcome to the Auto Windscreen Shield first round, the game which Burnley entertained at Chester City this evening, and that 1-1 draw with Rotherham the other week, it gave Burnley a satisfactory point there. Could this game take Burnley through to the knockout competition, round 2? Well, hopefully Burnley only need a draw here, and that will take Burnley through to that very competition. Rotherham topped that table with 4 points. Played 2, won 1, drawn 1. And Burnley are lying in 2nd place, having played 1 with 1 point. Chester a 3rd. There's only 3 in the table. And they have no points up to now after having played 1 game. Hoyland playing the ball up to the far post. David Ayres, a good save, also from Billy Stewart, and a good shot too from David Ayres. July 1994, in fact. He began a highly successful career at Everton, where he spent a total of 16 years playing over 350 league games and winning numerous honours, including First Division championships, twice FA Cup and European Cup winners' cup medals. And he was captain of both Everton and Wales, for whom he made 59 appearances. And that was a shot flashed past the far post, and it was David Ayres. And well, he's looking hungry tonight. That's 2 in about 6 minutes from him. But it was a bad kick in the back on Jerry Harrison there, and it was Kevin Notman who managed to do that. Andy Cook looks like ready to come on. The ball's played in again. Oh, just scampers past that far post. And man making a run here could be dangerous for him. Yes, it's number 10, Andy Milner. Andy Milner on for a shot then. And, well, is it going to be a goal? It's left it a little bit too late, actually. I think he's made rather a mess of it, and it clips the top of the bar. Eventually, from Kevin Notman. Nogan. Ayres trying a thunder shot and straight to the keeper, Billy Stewart. Had that covered at the near post there. Now then, Kurt Nogan, he likes a bit of space. Over for Ayres. Ayres twists and turns, a right foot tame effort really from David Ayres. Now then, Parkinson finds himself in a bit of space. A cross comes in, Nogan, and that's it. Kurt Nogan breaks the deadlock, gives Burnley the lead just before the interval, and Gary Parkinson did well. David Ayres finding Parkinson, a good cross from Parkinson, and Nogan likes to find them on the spot. Burnley 1, Chester City 0. Burnley starting to knock the ball about now. Nogan finds Vinicum. Vinicum cuts inside, looking for the right foot shot, and parried down by Billy Stewart, but obviously the weaker of the 2 feet there, but not a bad effort nevertheless from Vinicum. A superb second half show by the Clarets, fully earned this win over third division opposition. And that is a goal, and it's a good goal too. A cross came over from that right-hand side, and Chester City are level. We'll do a bit of wing wizardry here, and Parkinson's got a good cross there, and Handy Cook at the far post, but goes high over the bar. But there, that was the man that Gary Parkinson was aiming for, and he managed to get it to his head. Liam Robinson finding Gary Parkinson in this near side touchline. Cook now has to be strong, but he is. For Nogan, and Nogan been able to manoeuvre here. Oh, and this is a chance for Cork. Oh, and he shoots wide. It's a funny one. Oh, that was a nasty one too. And Burnley men in the wall, in the way as Chester attempt to get a lead here. Another shot, another one that's really Burnley failing to clear this one. It's like a rugby scrum at the moment there. And Francis, I don't know what was going on there, but Burnley have possession with Randall now, far side of the field. Vinicum. And Francis, oh, just over the top with a header, John Francis. He's looking for a goal this evening. Nice cross again from the fullback, Chris Vinicum. Well, a minute over the 90, which could say that this game's coming to an end, and it nearly did for Chester City then, as John Francis steeled in. There it is, it's one apiece. It'll do for Burnley. That means they go through to the next round of the Auto Windscreen Shield. It's FA Cup round 1 here this evening at Turf Moor. Walsall the visitors, and as we recall, the last time Walsall were here in September, it was a huff and puff effort from the Clarets, with Warren Joyce scoring in the 94th minute to get Burnley a point. Hopefully that won't be the case here this evening, as the two teams get ready for the press call. And Ian Roper. Walsall in their change strip of white tops, black shorts and red socks. For Jerry Harrison, who we thought on Tuesday evening was going to be out for some time. Obviously Tony didn't see that, but he got an awful kick in the back. Kurt Nogan turns, shoots, and shoots just wide of the upright. That's right, with Andy Cook, John Boland and John Francis, the Burnley outfield men. Here's Marsh for Wilson, trying to give the full-back options there. That's a goal. That's an early goal for Walsall, and it comes in from Darren Bradley. An amazing one from him.
Yeah.
Vinicum. Nogan. Man on him. Ayres twists and turns. A great shot from David Ayres. Again, just over the bar. I turned on a sixpence then and used his right foot that time, David Ayres. Ooh, and could Nogan get onto this one? David Ayres can, and that's the equaliser. David Ayres sums it all up, and Walsall's early lead is short-lived.
Ayres very pleased there to capitalise on some sloppy defending this time coming from the visitors. They look quite composed at the back, but Ayres onto that like a flash as the misunderstanding between the goalkeeper and his defence, and Ayres in the 25th minute able to bring Burnley right back into it.
That's tremendous news for the Clarets then. Burnley back on level terms then with Walsall. Now then, this is Harrison. Well, that was a fierce drive from Jerry Harrison. And again, Kurt Nogan stealing ground here. It's a chance for him. And Walker, it's punched out of his arms. He really got there. Looking for support here. He's got McMinn on the left-hand side for Burnley. To the byline, across which comes, it's a powerful one from McMinn, and it's put out by Rodgers. Changes the foot, and a good cross, the keeper not getting there. Randall does, and well, it's wide, and an injury for Adrian Randall in that 50-50 ball with Charlie in the tarmac.
Yeah, it didn't look very good from Randall. It was a 50-50 challenge, obviously hoping to get on the end of it and get a clear shot at goal, but Randall looks in a lot of agony over there.
Pass through Adrian Randall. Ayres trying a shot from there, and it could have gone in. It's again very wide of David Ayres. Looking for his partner, Nogan goes well to chest it down. There's no room to really turn, and Boylan, oh, he hits a post, unlucky for him. O'Connor, Wilson finds for Houghton. Boylan intercepts but puts it into the path of Wilson, and that's the second goal for Walsall, and it's that man, Kevin Wilson, who gives the Saddlers another lead.
Well, I think somebody like Mulby would be a terrific asset. Great shot coming in there, just wide of Marlon's near post.
Just can't control it on the first attempt, but Ayres commits the foul once again. A quickly taken free kick. Here's Scott Houghton again on this left-hand side, cuts inside, he's going to aim for goal here, and that's the third one, and Burnley are in big trouble. It's disaster for the Clarets. Wilson, and an exit from FA Cup round 1, most unusual.
Yeah, disastrous night for the Clarets, who went behind in that with an early goal in the first half, but bounced back, and I thought we were playing quite well up to the interval, but second half also once again taking control and running out quite worthy winners at 3-1.
Well, Burnley would admit that November has been a dreadful month for them. They've not won a match, lost their unbeaten home record and been knocked out of the FA Cup. Injury means there's no place for Gary Parkinson, Jerry Harrison going into fullback, and Adrian Heath gets the nod in midfield. His first starts in September. Up front, Wrexham will have to guard against the threat of Kurt Nogan, a club record signing from Brighton in February. Nogan's been on fire with 13 goals. Heath, Randall, thinks about the shot, doesn't hit it badly either, but it fizzed over the top. Good clearance from Jones. Connolly getting there, nipping it over the head of the defender into the path of Skinner. Skinner ghosting in and then out, and a good effort, and it's more than that, it's a sensational goal. The Wrexham bench off their feet, and Craig Skinner with a truly startling goal. Swan flicked on towards Nogan. Now has Nogan got one to fire the home fans again. Heath knocking it on, flicked by Joyce. Ayres! Oh, an awful slice. Well, if that was a drive off the tee, it would have almost come back to him. And Jimmy Mullen is not too happy. Climb, and then it's gone in from Nogan. Ayres knocked it on, and Nogan finished. Incredible. It was almost like watching the slow motion replay before the slow motion replay came up. Ayres guided it on, Nogan flicked it further, Marriott was stranded, 1-1. A little buzz of expectation when he gets the ball here. Selling the tricks. Harrison. Heath. Ayres. Joyce. It's in! And Burnley come from behind and take the lead. What a good move that was. And Burnley have turned it around in the space of under 10 minutes. Lovely football. Harrison involved from fullback. Guiding it along the line. Adrian Heath finding David Ayres. And David Ayres finding Warren Joyce, who found the corner of Marriott's goal. The ball is into space now, and onside is Watkin. Connolly's on the far side. It's gone short, and it's the equaliser from Peter Ward. What a game this is. You've hardly had a chance to draw breath. And straight from the centre, Peter Ward is on cue again. Oh. Finding McMinn. Good little touch. Here's Heath. McMinn now. Burnley on the charge. McMinn to the near. It's a great ball in. It'll reach the shot from Randall, and incredibly, Marriott makes the save. Ward. Hughes. Connolly. Ward. There's no offside. It's 2-on-1, and Phillips has flicked it, and it's going to drop over the bar. Well, Beresford came hurtling out of his goal. Phillips saw him coming, flicked it over the top, and it was an agonising wait. Here we go. 2-on-1. It's in the air. All everybody can do is sit back and watch. And look at that. Harrison looking towards the run of Heath, tumbling to the ground. And the referee saying that that's the end of the action. Heath helped up onto his feet by Humes. Handshakes all round. And I'm sure that all concerned today will go away very proud of their efforts. A terrific contest. 2-2 the final score. The goals coming from Skinner. Then there was the initiative regained by Burnley through Joyce and Nogan. And the final equaliser coming from Peter Ward.
It's the Clarets versus the Cumbrians, and Burnley to attack the Ensley stand end, the cricket field end as we like to know it as we synchronise our watches. It looks a good crowd here. Carlisle fetching some good support down from Carlisle as we await for Kurt Nogan and Paul Weller to get this one underway. Warren Joyce quickly into it, rather a powerful ball, far side of the field, and it's gone out of play. David Ayres headed away by Wyn Stanley. Now the Nogan, good ball for Ayres. Ayres, will he get hold of that one? Turns once, David Ayres cross, a good ball for Heath. Oh, and he completely missed his shot there, but it was some good move from Burnley, and Ayres found Heath at the far post, really unmarked, and a little more composure. I think perhaps we could have been a goal up there, the Clarets. Skipper Hoyland. Chris Brass, and just an injury there to the Carlisle player, but still Burnley gained possession. Weller. Heath's cross. Oh, and Kurt Nogan. Oh, the goal. Burnley take the lead, and it's that man Kurt Nogan, made really, if you like, by Inchy Heath, and that's Kurt Nogan banging him in once again on 37 minutes. Burnley 1, Carlisle United 0 for the Clarets. Running off the ball from Nogan now. Leeds player in support, trying to take 2 on, which is always difficult. Weller skips round 1, leaves it back for Nogan. A cross comes in, and a shot. Oh, and a good save from Craig, and it's David Ayres who tried to hit the top left-hand corner, and a tremendous save from the Carlisle keeper, Tony Craig, to deny the Burnley striker. For Vinicum. For Nogan here, good held up well by Nogan. Heath
Joyce sprays it wide again. This time it's Weller, far side of the field for the Clarets. Lays it back. Ooh, and that's a hard one. Straight at the keeper. Nogan. That's it. His second, Burnley's second. And he doesn't take much for Kurt Nogan to score, but my word, when he gets a sniff, he pounces. It's Chris Brass who hammered that ball into that near post. Tony Cade couldn't hold it. Joyce racing down that far side. Some good play again from the youngster Paul Weller. Great ball in for Heath. Oh, and a good save again as Heath attempts it. Nogan couldn't get it, and Heath sprawled out in the box. Brilliant play from the player. And an umpteenth corner to Burnley. Now then, David Ayres, it's on his wrong foot. He tries the left foot, it's Edmondson. And that's the final whistle here at Turf Moor. A battling, good game of football. Burnley, the winners here by 2-0. The two goals separating the two sides. Kurt Nogan on 37 and 57 minutes. Snow disappeared slightly here at Turf Moor after that fine 2-0 win over Carlisle United last week. Burnley step up into 4th position in League Division 2, and it must be said that points in the bag are better than games in hand. With me is Tony Lister. We're talking about Kurt Nogan, 17 goals. Surely he must be hitting the 30 mark. Shall we not count our chickens too quickly? But obviously he's going to be aiming for that sort of a total.
Yeah, it's always a bit dangerous making predictions. But Kurt Nogan's been exceptional this season in his goal-scoring form. Certainly been red hot in front of goal, in very dangerous customer in that 6-yard box. And I'm definitely glad that he's on our side and not on the opposition's.
Early pressure from Chesterfield.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting confrontation today, with Chesterfield throwing all these high balls in and Burnley on the opposite, trying to play.
That was a good.
I was going to say play it more along the ground. A tremendous save there by Beresford, another header coming in, and Beresford keeping Burnley at all square.
Played a good ball in for Kurt Nogan. It's got the big central defender on him, Law. Has to go back for Weller. And Weller does well to get round him. A good cross in from Weller. And now Heath. Oh, and he can't get the shot that he wanted. A scooped across by Heath. Nogan. Oh, and taken away from him. And a shot from Brass. Cannons again off the very positive looking Chesterfield back four. Really took a bit of a pounding there. Weller, Nogan, Randall plays it in, but it's too long.
Chased it and got the rewards with the Clarets corner kick.
It's going to be David Ayres to take this corner then. A nasty curly one. Hoyland's up there. Oh, and the ball's in the net. Who's got the goal then? Kurt Nogan.
Yeah, Nogan again. It's always on the end of those, anything in the 6-yard box. A good jump, I think it was from Hoyland. The goalkeeper not able to get hold of it, and as it come loose, Nogan not needing to be asked twice, just following it up into the rifle into the roof of the net.
Up with the header again. And Nogan now for Weller. Weller so confident going forward, the youngster. Good ball in for Randall. Randall, can he shoot? Good effort, great shot, super save, and a corner.
Another terrific Clarets move there, Nogan. Once again involved.
Hazel doesn't get the contact he would have wished. Winstanley does, but feeds it for Bartlett. And now then, Davis, and that's the equaliser. No real problem for Chesterfield. Kevin Davis puts Chesterfield level. Nogan! Oh, it's at the post.
Well, that should have been the lead. Nogan, I think, surprised more than anything that he was found himself on his own, but even though he beat the keeper, just hit the outside of the post.
Chase, out comes Beasley. Powers it up again. Oh, and that's a dangerous one. That's for Lormer. A lob on the keeper, and that's gone in the net, and that's the lead that Chesterfield were looking for. Rather fortunate there from that kick from Beasley, and Marlon Beresford really stranded. Played to the back post this time. Beasley just gets his fingertips to it. Francis keeps it in. Puts a beautiful crossover. Oh, and it's saved by the keeper. The ball is in the net once again, and Burnley draw level.
That man again, Nogan, on hand, a great cross from the sub Francis. Cook did well, it was clear off the line, and there again there was that man Nogan.
I'm not looking at the season so far, he's still in the playoff zone. How do you feel it's gone to date?
Well, like you say, we're still in there in the shout. It's a long season. We're 8th, 9th or whatever, and it's a good position for a go-up promotion around the Christmas period and just after.
Looking at the beginning of the campaign, was it hard to get over the disappointment of being relegated last season?
Obviously it's a big shock to everybody being relegated. We all thought we didn't deserve it, but at the end of the day we got relegated, we got to put up with it. And like I say, round about now it's time when we start a big push for a promotion this year.
You made a fairly good start though. How important was that on the back of that relegation?
Well, it's important that you don't get left behind at the start, which I don't think we have done. And we're all keeping our heads up, and like I say, we're going to make a big push.
You've been winning away from home this year. Has that been a big relief?
Well, obviously, I mean, you've got to win games at home, and if you can get a few points away from home, it's obviously a bonus, which we have done this year. The lads are all battling well and fighting hard, and we'll carry on doing that.
Do you feel that you've laid the old ghost to rest away from home? Because last season you were finding it very hard. A couple of wins already this campaign. Has that old myth about not being able to play away from home gone now?
Well, I mean, I don't think that the lads have thought that. There has been a myth about playing away from home. We've always tried hard. Sometimes the results have gone for us, sometimes they haven't. But like this year, they have done. And like I say, we're doing quite well away from home. We're going to keep doing that.
What about the best performance to date?
I can't pick one out. I mean, I suppose you've got to look at Peterborough away and Bournemouth away. Everybody worked hard together. It was a good, hard team performance. We all battled hard, fought hard. We got 2 good results.
And what about the disappointing aspect of this season? Was that the FA Cup exit at the first round stage against Walsall?
Obviously, everybody hopes for a good cup run, whichever cup it's in, whether it be the Coca-Cola or the FA. But that's gone. We'll put that behind us, forget about that and get on with what we've got in front of us.
Well, Jimmy, what are your thoughts on the season so far? Because on a personal front, you've had some good games, some indifferent games and some bad games.
Yeah, that sums it up really, indifferent. I mean, started the season with suspension, then got back in, did all right, started playing well, and then just suddenly hit a bad seam of form, and got to get myself out of that.
Was it a bad psychological thing, the fact that you missed the first 3 games because you're back for training in July, everybody's gearing up for it, but you obviously had to sit it all out?
Yeah, at the time I didn't think it would be, but as it approached, I think it did start to affect me. Like, you build up for the start of the season, and then, you can't play, and everybody gets going, and, the season gets going, and, you're not involved, and it is, I think it does affect you in some way, yeah.
Confidence. You told me after the game against Walsall that you felt that you lost a bit on a personal front. Why do you feel that was the case?
I don't know. There's a few things going on at the moment which I can't put my finger on. I just don't know what it is. Like I said to you then, I've got to keep working hard and sort a few things out, and I'm sure it'll come back.
But you're a good professional, and surely you'll come through it?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've had this before in my career, so I will come through it. Yeah.
So what's the remedy then? Is it just perseverance?
Yeah. I mean, the worst thing you can do is start getting down about it, and it's probably, like I said, just keep working and getting on with it, having a laugh, and taking part in everything and getting through it.
I suppose we always ask you every year about your position in the team. Mr. Versatile tag is still on your shoulders. Well, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I think now as I'm getting older, it's a bad thing. I mean, that might have something to do with me in different form. One week I'm 5 at the back, another week I'm 4 at the back, another week I'm 3 in midfield, another week I'm 2 in midfield. I mean, I don't see many other players playing like that. When I look around the country who get moved about, I'm a senior professional, and really I should do something about that, but then again that's up to the manager.
But at least you're getting picked.
Yeah, but then again, in different positions, you've got to have a settled position the older you get, and that's what I've got to try and look for, really.
And what would you look for in the team?
Well, centre-half. I've said that many a time, really. Or if we're going to play 5 at the back, play as a sweeper. But I don't think we will stay with that as such for, at home especially. So really I've got to look at centre-half, so there's competition there. Do
you feel that versatile tag's always been on you though? Because at Bury you played in a few positions, obviously at Sheffield United you were deployed in different areas of the field. Did you inherit it at your previous clubs?
Well, at Bury I wasn't really. I mean, I went to Bury as a centre-half, and I finished up playing in midfield through Martin Dobson, and I played 4 years just in midfield, never really centre-half. A few games up front, but other than that I went to Sheffield United as a midfield player. Bassett knew I could play centre-half when he'd watched me when I was at Man City and decided, you know, I can do it there for him. And so I started playing centre-half, midfield, and then it's like escalated from there, really.
I suppose it's a better answer than I just want to pull the famous Clarets shirt over my head,
Yeah.
which most people would give you.
Yeah, I mean, it's true now. Like I say, as you get older, you think, well, you know, what's happening? You're all right as a young lad, you don't mind, because then you are thinking, oh, yeah, I've got a shirt. But, you know, as things go, if you pick your strongest side and I'm not in that strongest side, well, then you've got to fight for position. It's no use like me moving about saying, oh, I can fill in there, I can fill in here. I shouldn't be doing that at my age now.
What's been the best performance this season? Some of the lads look at Peterborough and that win away at London Road, which really underlined the fact that you can play better away from home than you had been doing perhaps previously. Is that the highlight?
Probably there, and Bournemouth as well, because we were under a lot of pressure there, I thought, because we hadn't been doing it away from home. And they picked up, and, you know, to go there and win 2-0 was a good result for us, and I thought we worked very hard that day. And Peterborough, obviously, we played a bit more football there. But I didn't think they were as hard as opposition as Bournemouth, so to me I thought Bournemouth was as good a performance as any.
The low point, was that Walsall in the FA Cup?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we just didn't perform that night, really. It just one of those nights, and we got what we deserved, a defeat that night.
What are your thoughts then on 1996? Obviously at the moment you're in the playoff region and knocking on the door. Are you optimistic that you can be making a push and who knows, maybe First Division football again
after
next
last
season?
year's video, I don't think I should be making predictions really, but I mean, you've got to believe we're going to be in there with at least a playoff spot. Everybody would be disappointed at the club, from the players to the supporters, that we won't finish in a playoff spot and something to play off in May. So, you know, we've got to look at that, and with the squad we've got and the players we've got, you know, like I say, it'd be ridiculous really if we didn't finish up there.
Final word on the personal front, can you see yourself staying in the game as a coach or as a manager when eventually you do hang the old boots up?
Yeah, I'd love to do that, to be honest. That is one of the things. I mean, like I say, now I'm approaching 30, so I'm hoping I've got another 5-6 years left playing, and then after that you start looking around. But once that 30 comes, you start looking anyhow, and that's one thing that's top of my list really, where I'd love to do that. And you never know what can happen.
Have you got this complex about the big three, because I can assure you that it's no different than when you were 29?
I think I have. I was speaking to Alan Kelly the other day, and I was saying how we're feeling at the moment about football, and he said it's probably what's coming up. And you know, it probably is. I think once it's out of the way in January, then I can get going again. But I think that might be one of the things what's, you know, in my mind at the moment.
Get yourself the Peter Beardsley video and the Gordon Strachan book and read that players can play on well into the 30s.
Yeah, OK, right.
Well, Kurt, on the goals front, you must be very pleased with the way that things have gone so far.
Yeah, I've started off quite well, 14 goals this season in 24 games, so I'm just quite happy at the minute for the 1-in-2 ratio to carry on.
Is this your best form for quite some considerable time? Because before you arrived at Burnley, you'd had that goal drought with Brighton.
No, I've always really started off quite well beginning of the season and gone off the boil for a month or two and come back again towards the end of the season. But I did go on that long spell without a goal for 25 games, and I carried it on when I come to Burnley. But it ended after about the second or third game, so I was pleased to get off the mark. But now it's a different story. I've started off quite well, and hopefully I've just got to carry it on.
Now, when you sit down and analyse those dry patches, can you ever come up with any conclusions?
No, I had the chances. It was just come off your knee, come off your shin. They'd hit the post and roll across the face of the goal. Things like that. They weren't going in. One, if I wasn't getting the chances, they just weren't going in. But hopefully, I don't make that mistake again. Hopefully, I just carry on the same ratio I'm doing at the moment. But
you find that when you're on a roll, they bounce off your knee and hit the net rather than bounce off your knee and go the wrong side of the post?
Yeah, it happens the other way around. When they're going in nicely, you get little breaks and they end up going in. I haven't had really a little break this season, but hopefully I will do.
What talent realistically do you feel you're looking at? Would you expect to be the right side of 25 at the end of the season, maybe pushing 30?
At the beginning of the season, I didn't make any target really, because I made a target when I came to Burnley last season and it was a bad omen, so I said to myself, I'm not going to make a target, so whatever I get, realistically I'm looking for 20 goals now this season, so if I get that, I'll be happy.
You set yourself a target, though, of playing for Wales before your career's out. How strong is your desire to pull on the famous red shirt for your country?
I'm always looking to play for Wales, and if not the first team, the B team. And at the minute, they haven't got many B games, so realistically, it don't look like it's going to happen. So I've just got to carry on scoring, really, and hopefully I might get another chance.
5 years ago, though, playing for the under-21s at Merthyr against Poland, people were predicting a big future for you then. Do you feel you stood still in those years that followed?
I don't know what happened, really. I didn't get in the first team after that for Luton Town. I was a bit disappointed in my overall game. Didn't progress that well. Got a free transfer. Looked on a down. It was on a bit of a downer, but I picked myself up, and it's starting again now. I'm starting to get a few goals, and I've just got to carry on.
But the fact that you were in the squad for the recent game at the National Stadium with Bobby Gould having a chat with you proves that you're on the right tracks again.
Yeah, I'm on the right tracks. I've just got to carry on scoring, and hopefully I'll get another call-up. If there's a few injuries, then I might get my chance again.
Is there any rivalry between you and Kid Brother?
Not really, no. If I get in the Welsh, he's well happy for me, but he's been in the Welsh more than me. He's played, he's got his full cap, so he's looking for me to get my cap now.
Who's the best player?
He's the best player.
Any friendly rivalry between you?
No, not really. It's just nice to score goals. We always look for each other. When I go away from the ground on a Saturday night, I look to see if he scored straight away. Then I look at the show Brighton got on and Cardiff got on and Luton got on. It's just one of those things. You just carry on. Obviously, looking for your family to do well, especially my brother.
And what about the team for 1996? Are you hopeful it'll be a playoff year, or who knows, even promotion?
We're sitting pretty at the minute. We're in the top 10, so I think that's not too bad. We're always going to be there or thereabouts. And if we start the Christmas period, get a few good wins, I can't see there's no worries with playoffs at least.
Well, Andrew, how different has life been being a professional footballer from your previous job, which was, I believe, in agriculture?
Well, obviously football is something that I've always wanted to do, and at the time it was a big step up from non-league football to professional, but from working about 10 hours a day on a building site or in a field to training every day it's like a bit of a dream, really.
Tell us about your previous work then. What sort of things did you do during the day?
Well, I'd get up about 7 and I'd get to work, and it'd be putting up steel for farm buildings for cows, and we'd lay water pipes, mainly all to do with agricultural and big farms and that.
Did you ever think, when you were doing those chores, that maybe one day you could leave it all behind and be training and be finishing for lunchtime?
As I was working all day, and then I'd have to go and train Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it was hard, but I always thought if I worked hard enough at it, you know, if you work hard enough at a certain thing, you can get what you want in the end, right?
Obviously you had a good start as a young footballer, being on schoolboy forms with Shrewsbury and an apprentice at Telford.
Yeah.
Did that give you a good base maybe to come back in later years?
Well, everything was going well when I was at Telford. They had a good youth set-up, and the apprenticeship years were really good days, like, and but things didn't really work out at Telford, and the youth scheme was knocked on the head, and things went downhill from there, really.
What sort of a standard was the Connacht League of Wales? Because with Newtown you became a very prolific goal scorer.
It was a good standard of football. The pitches weren't brilliant, and there was a lot of travelling involved. There was a lot of ex-pros playing, and it wasn't that bad. It was around conference standard, maybe just below conference, but it was still a good standard.
But the fact that it was a national Welsh league and it got quite a lot of publicity, did that help your name getting liked because of the fact that you were scoring for Newtown and people were maybe noticing you more than they would have done had you been playing for just a run-of-the-mill non-league team?
Well, one of the best things about the Connacht was they did get a hell of a lot of scouts coming to watch, which was encouraging for me. And with you qualifying for Europe at the end of the season in the top 3, a lot of people did come and watch. So, you know, it was in my own interest to play well every week because you knew there was always going to be someone there. And with me ex-management, Brian Coyne and Jake King, they helped me a lot with being in football before as well themselves. They knew a lot of people in the game.
The manager here has said that you're on for the future. Is the best still to come?
I certainly hope so. I'm still, I'm just impressed really with myself for doing so well in such a short space of time. and I hope, you know, I can get in there regularly every week.
You seem to have an eye for the half chance and instinctive opportunities. Is that your game?
Not really. I'm not. Won't call myself a goal scorer in and out. I'm more of a working around and out the box and getting hold of the ball and setting other people in play. But obviously, you know, I do like to score as well. But you know, I like to be, you know, do a bit of everything if I can.
Is it your ultimate ambition to become a first-team regular here?
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's like anything, you've got to do as best you can in the time you've got, I think.
Good luck for the future. Well, Jim, I suppose one of the positive things this season has been the form of Kurt Nogan and the fact that his goals have taken him to the top of the scorers' charts in Division 2.
Yeah, very pleased for the lad, because I always knew that, given the right service, that he was always capable of scoring goals. And when I brought him from Brighton, you know, I've said, gone on record before as saying that it would take a little bit of time for him to settle in, because obviously coming to a new club does take a little bit of time, but now he's moved into the area with his family, and we've seen a big difference in the boy now.
And I think record signings, very often there's a lot of expectancy on their shoulders, and as we've seen with Coles and Collymores, no matter what price, if you're a record buy, that level of expectancy seems to be higher. Yeah, that's right. Kurt knew that a lot was expected of him from both supporters and from players alike. And I think it's so far he's been delivering the goods. Do you feel he's one of the best in the division, if not the best? I certainly think he's one of the best in the division, yeah. And obviously I think he can play at a higher level. And obviously one or two other people think that as well, because of his inclusion in the Welsh set up just a few weeks ago for the German game, which was very, very pleasing for the boy and for everybody at the club. Do you feel that experience with Bobby Gould can help him not only become a better player for Burnley, but all being well to push him to get that full Welsh cap, which I know that he's desperately keen to attain? Yeah, yeah. Well, obviously, when you're working with the calibre of the likes of Ian Rush, Mark Hughes, Dean Saunders, and even his brother. I mean, his brother's come onto the scene in recent months now, and you know, players who can put the ball in the net on a regular basis are a very hard commodity to find, and you know, I'm sure that his experience of being with that Welsh squad for that particular build-up to an important game like that will do him the world of good. Now, in terms of keeping them out of the opposite end, we were hoping that Marlon Beresford might be the next successor to Neville Southall, but unfortunately not the case. Well, that's right. You know, when I got the phone call from Bobby Gould, who I thought he was a bit tongue-in-cheek at first, actually, but he was deadly serious and asked if there was any Welsh, any blood in Marlon's family. And obviously I mentioned it to Marlon, and he went away and double-checked everything. And as it happened here, there wasn't. So unfortunately, from that point of view, it might be a good opportunity missed. Do you feel that Marlon's got the potential to be an international goalkeeper? His form this season has been at times very good indeed. Mm-hmm. Well, he's obviously, I think, this season, certainly with the experience of being in the higher division last year, he's really putting that to good form, because I think on certain occasions this season that we've seen Marlon Beresford prove that he is a very, very high-class goalkeeper. Other positive aspects, the form of Peter Swan, who's come to the club from Port Vale. He settled in very quickly indeed. Yeah, that's right. He came to us in the summer, and initially just to train with us because of the travelling that was causing him a lot of problems for him and his family to Plymouth and to the Potteries. But in a short space of time that he trained with us, you could see that the fellow was a quality defender. And when I made the inquiry to try and make it a more permanent move, then obviously Neil Warnock was you know, very good about the whole thing, and it was all done and dusted quite quickly. And as we've seen from Peter's form in recent games, that he has settled in very well. And what about the development of some of the youngsters? John Borland has come off the production line, and when you've used him in a midfield position, he's looked very competent. Yes, John's come through very, very well. Paul Weller's now getting his nose pushed through there now. Paul Smith as well. And we've already seen last year that Dowell and Brass are capable of coming in and doing well for the team. And there's one or two other young boys there now who are really pushing for places in the squad, and which, you know, from everybody's point of view, it's a healthy situation. Final word about 1996. When you look around the club, and the Pontin Central League team are doing very well, the youth team have had some great results, and there's a crop of that young team that's going to break through into the first team possibly in the future. Do you feel the club's in a healthy state? Yeah, I do. Yeah, obviously, but you know, it's early in the season yet. You know, we feel that we've still got a long way to go. We can achieve a lot more. It's very pleasing to see the reserves in the position they're in, the A team in the position they're in.
and obviously the younger element doing so well in 2 cup competitions. But as I say, first team, we know that we can get that little bit better, and if we can get free of suspensions and free of injury, then I'm sure that we'll still be in there with a chance to come May.
Well, that's it for now on the highlights of the season video, but don't forget that we'll be back with you in May for part 2 of the season's highlights, which I hope will be a promotion-winning tape. See you then.
suddenly Robinson's in the clear and he's finished! Oh, that's a great goal! Innocuous long ball.
Hello and welcome to the second part of the Clarets review. Just before Christmas, Burnley are in a very respectable 6th position in the league. Burnley took the lead in this game through David Ayres, a superb free kick. It was only what Burnley deserved because they'd had the better of the chances early on. So could the Clarets capitalise on that and take all 3 points? Well, Burnley scored a second goal and it looked as though the points were safe. Kurt Nogan, the goal scorer, nipping between 2 players and slamming the ball home from Andy Cook's cross. But somehow or another Swansea got a goal. Lone debutant Glyn Hurst from Barnsley lobbed a beautiful angled drive past Marlon Beresford, 2-1. But Swansea got an equaliser to make it 2-2 and it looked as though the points were running away from Burnley. But 15 minutes from time, Cook restored Burnley's advantage when he dropped back to receive Nogan's pullback and fired home the ball. 3-2 to Burnley. Could Burnley hold out? Well, they actually did better than that and made sure of all 3 points. Andy Cook snatched his second 3 minutes from the end to beat Freestone with a drive. Delirium for the Burnley fans and a vital 3 points.
The start of a busy Christmas period for the Clarets starts at home here today with a visit of Bristol City, who are just above the relegation area, a position which Burnley manager Jimmy Mullen describes as a false one. The Blackpool match on Boxing Day very much in the minds of the Burnley supporters at this moment in time. However, a win here today will be a fine start to the festive season. Chris Brass now for the Clarets, far side of the field. Nogan. And Cook just a whisker away, taken away from him by the central defender, and that really was the real first opportunity for the Clarets. Some good work from Nogan. Agostino, left foot shot from him was a cracker. It hit the billboards. The number 7.
Be interested to see where the Clarets lie at the end of the Christmas period. If we can get the 3 points today and win one of those away games, I think we'll be in a very handy position.
Here's Kurt Nogan then, finding Cook. Turn from Cook, a good shot. Oh, and a whisker away from Andy Cook. Some good play there from the 2 strikers, and Andy Cook just turned and hit it a fraction wide. So from him, a great bit of skill from Cook. Played across the face. David Ayres couldn't just get there, but again, a quick burst of speed and a turn from Andy Cook with a good cross.
Stanley to set the home side forward again. He's only got Cook in support. Still wins Stanley. He's got Weller on that far side. Nogan to stand ball in for Ayres, and a great, was that a stopper? Did that come back off the woodwork? Looked like that was on the cards for the first goal of the game, and the crowd at last getting to life here at Turf Moor.
Trying to switch play to this near side, Burnley's right, with Paul Weller. Weller's cross, a good cross, and Nogan heads way over the bar, unusual.
Poor corner. Nodded back by Adams, should be the keepers, misses it. Chance for Burnley. Joyce on the end of it. And there's mayhem in the penalty area. Burnley claim for the penalty. The Bristol City fans signalling to the linesman who's seen something. Joyce making a decoy run. Ayres nearly picking him out. But it's not to be, and the referee decides that enough is enough. 0-0 it finishes. Disappointment for the Burnley lads this afternoon. I'm sure been looking for that 3 points, but it wasn't to be. And the game finishing Burnley 0, Bristol City 0.
A point for Burnley, but Jimmy Millen still coming under pressure from the fans.
It's action on the field this afternoon. The Clarets will have to kick-start their promotion campaign against the old enemy here, Stockport County at Turf Moor. We all remember the playoff final when County exploded on the day and Burnley went forward into the First Division. Times have changed now. The Clarets managed an excellent point at Edgeley Park early in the season. Burnley have had no games over the festive season, however. The last league encounter was on the 23rd of December 1995. That was against Bristol City. Formerly of Preston, a good header and a goal goes into the back of the net, and it's Matthew Bound from that long ball from Mike Flynn. A nice nod on at the near post, and Stockport take an early lead.
Yeah, both sides have seen a lot of personnel changes since that playoff final, as you were saying, with...
Here's Nogan, a shot which is blocked. Vinicum, a goal! 1-1, Chris Vinicum levels the score. On 5 minutes.
There's a lot of people have thought whether they'd have the minds on that, but they don't seem to have it at present.
And a great ball, it's gone in off the post. Mike Flynn, the former Preston man, gives Stockport County a 2-1 lead.
Disaster again.
And up for Nogan again, alone on, and turns wonderfully well, and the shot comes in, and a super goal from Andy Cook, 2 apiece.
Terrific strike by the youngster. Burnley bouncing back again, second time they've had to come back, and a good layoff, and Cook cracking an unstoppable shot into the far corner.
Well, an amazing match so far. 4 goals in 17 minutes. Just cuts inside to the inside left channel. Early balls from him. It's a good one for Elliwell. Across the face, it's in the back of the net. 3-2 to Stockport County, and Elliwell gets another. But obviously they're quite happy with the way things are going for them at the moment.
Yeah, holding on to that lead, nearly increased a couple of moments ago. Good clearance off the line again.
Francis to the far post, Ayres, and it's a goal! Nogan! Pulled back by David Ayres, headed in by Kurt Nogan.
Yeah, Nogan not to be outdone this afternoon, had an excellent first half. And there is that good knocked back by Ayres, and Nogan on hand on that far post to give the Clarets that equaliser at 3 each. But fortunately for Edwards, he managed to grab all it before the youngster could get hold of it.
Harrison's header. Cook. Nogan's in there, so here to is Joyce, and here's John Francis. Can he make it 4? And he does. John Francis, the return of the man who was injured at Wembley, sticks Burnley in the lead.
Terrific chip by Francis as he was put through there, as cool as a cucumber, and a little lob over Edwards, who's not very pleased with his defence, and the Burnley boys taking the lead for the first time.
Winstanley's clearance, and there goes the final whistle. A great win into 96 for the Clarets. So much did they need it.
Yeah, terrific.
Well, in a game that never looked like seeing more than 1 goal, Rotherham snatched a late winner after seeing a penalty saved by Marlon Beresford. Chances were few and far between at Millmoor, but the home side looked to have snatched the advantage 9 minutes from time when Peter Swan upended Andy Hayward inside the area. Beresford and Weller protested, but Sean Goater it was who stepped up to take the penalty. He scored on the opening day of the season from a penalty at Turf Moor. Was he going to make it 2 then? No, not this time. A great save by Beresford, guessing the right way. Well, when Burnley should have kept things tight in the final few minutes, Gary Bowyer split the Clarets' defence and Trevor Berry raced through to give Beresford no chance. It was Beresford's last game for 6 weeks as he underwent a double hernia operation straight after the game.
Hard one into the near post. Peter Swan again gets his head and concedes another corner to the visitors then. It's a curling, nasty one. The ball in the back of the net, and that was a real curler. And that puts Oxford into the lead. Comes in on 25 minutes. Here's Kurt Nogan. Weller to take the return. Plenty of pace about Paul Weller. And a good cross from him. And Cook, well, he nearly got there. The keeper was in on him. And it results in a goal kick for Oxford United. A wee bit unlucky there, Andy Cook. Not to... Right, here's Allen. Going wide to pull the ball back. And he nets Oxford's second goal. Tremendous goal from the second half substitutes. And really, that's the killer punch. There it goes, it's full time at Turf Moor, and a disaster for the Clarets. A defeat of 2-0. And the goal scorers, well, it was Chris Allen who got the winner.
Brentford do well to survive this. David Ayres is my guess to curl it to Dearden's left. But this really is a great chance for Burnley. Referee gets the ball back. David Ayres comes up. And a good save from Dearden, from Gary Parkinson, turned it over. What can Burnley do? Ayres can curl it. Well, this will be a nonsense goal to give away. Well, the referee is entirely right. He knows the rules. Great save. Still clear. And Dearden did brilliantly twice. Fantastic save from David Ayres and from the rebound. Forster's going away. Blocked from Canham. And Canham it was at the shot. It's still in there. Taylor. Forster. And it's scored! Nicky Forster has got his goal at last. Well may he celebrate, and he took it brilliantly.
The Arctic weather has gone. The jinxed fixture with Blackpool hasn't gone. That one's postponed once again. And 3 defeats in a row, and unhappy Burnley fans as well. And just when the goals have certainly dried up, enter Ian Elliwell from Stockport County. The 33-year-old will make his home debut here today after his £25,000 move from Edgeley Park. He himself caused a lot of problems when Stockport were here the other week, and his aerial dominance proved quite hectic for the Burnley defenders. Well, Crew's left. The cross from Binnicum, and Elliwell's in there with his first real opportunity on goal. Very closely marked, though, Ian Elliwell, but obviously he's going to be a problem for any defence.
Yeah, entry into the game, it's a shame for Paul Weller. He took that knock which the referee allowed to go, but obviously not able to continue.
Crew then come forward. Rob Edwards trying to tee himself up. Edwards shot, and what a goal from the left-sided player. Rob Edwards was given oceans of room there, and Crew take the lead.
Burnley paying the penalty. I think it was Jamie Hoyland stood off him really and allowed him far too much time and space, and a super shot really, but just when Burnley had been piling the pressure on at the other end.
Oceans of space there, Rob Edwards, and he probably thought he'd be on for a goal, and how right he was. Parkinson with the free kick over to that back post. Oh, and a goal! Is it? No, it's not. From here it looked like a goal. I'm sure the fans at the Ensley stand would have said that was going in, but it was Elliwell. Outside right channel, inside right as he's gone to now. Ball played in by Joyce for Parkinson. Quality ball again needed, and it is one. Oh, and Nogan! Oh, he's just past the post. Kurt Nogan. Luck not with him this afternoon.
Yeah, Nogan once again closest to scoring, just flashing wide of the post. A good overlap again by Parkinson, and this time the quality of the cross much better, and Nogan just finding the wrong side.
Here at Turf Moor when the teams used to hardly get a point here. Seems those days have gone for the time being, and the Oxford game was hardly a classic, and Burnley threw away 3 points that evening. Rotherham and Brentford have also followed, so that's it. Crew
worthy of the win. 3 points for Dario Gradi's men, and Burnley a little bit sorry at the moment. A 4th defeat in a row for Jimmy Mullen's men.
Yeah, very sad epitaph on the game now, looking back over the 90 minutes. Really, Burnley had 1 or 2 good chances in that first 20 minutes. Norgan, very unlucky, a brilliant save by the crew keeper.
On the 12th of February, amidst mounting unrest from the fans and general criticism, Jimmy Mullen was sacked as manager. Mullen's assistant, Clive Middlemass, was put in temporary charge.
Yeah, Adrian Randall's arrival at York has spurred them on to a few better results, but they're still in the lower reaches of the 2nd division, so they'll be coming here looking to grab at least a point, I'd have thought.
So Clive Middlemass in charge of the team as from today for the time being, and the applications for the Burnley post have gone out in the national press. And away go York City, straight into the action. Paul Barnes pushing it over to that far side. Paddy Atkinson's long searching ball. Good ball played in for John Francis now. Hasn't took the ball with him as yet. Francis, great ball in, and Joyce balloons his header onto the top of the crossbar, and that's another deceiving header from Warren Joyce. Quite good at those. Helliwell, but straight into the number 7 here. Now the chance on here for Paul Barnes, and some goal kick. Oops, oh dear, a penalty. That's Wayne Russell. I wouldn't have thought he touched him actually from our position, Wayne Russell, but obviously Barnes dived.
Yeah, I think he'd have earned 1 or 2 Oscars at the awards that go out every year, but it's interesting what the referee... Barnes was running away from goal, so I can't see Russell being sent off, but Barnes definitely playing for the penalty. I don't think he had any intention of going past him and then slotting the ball, and he was playing for a penalty all along, but I think it'd be very harsh if Russell gets a red card because Barnes was running away from goal.
Steps up, and York City take a 1-0 lead. Comes in on the 12th minute for the... Good play from Kurt Nogan. Now, can he finish? Oh, and a block just came in from the number 6, Paul Atkin, and Kurt Nogan was looking to score goal number 22 for him there.
Yeah, terrific ball played in by Dowell, and a great bit of skill by
Hoyland. Oh, and that looks like number 2. That has given, and the attempts by Mark Winstanley to clear that one from the line, practically put his lights out there. He was tangled up in the net, and unfortunately now Burnley trail by 2-0. 5 years ago, unbelievable. Parkinson's free kick, Winstanley's header, and a goal for the Clarets. Mark Winstanley reduces the errors for Burnley.
Yeah, terrific header.
Over Pepper, and here's Harrison. A chance for him, perhaps being crowded out, and it would have been a good ball. It was Helliwell coming in the back of the York defender. Here's Parkinson. Parkinson confident to take them on, and Parkinson with a left foot. Oh, and does it? No, and there's Kiley right at that near post there, and a good bit of play from Gary Parkinson.
Yeah, poor defending initially, the York lad with a poor clearance, and Parkinson a good surge forward in a little 1-2.
Cuts inside, very dangerous forward. Murty, oh, and that's the 3rd one for York, and Burnley in all sorts of problems now.
A terrific strike that initially was a good break from Burnley, a terrific ball across for Weller.
Winstanley for Robinson now, far side of the field for the Clarets. Twist weaving, trying to get the fight in his way for the ball, still has it, cross comes in, oh, it could go in, it should go in, and it does go in. John Francis. It's 3-2, and Burnley have got a chance here.
Terrific persistence by Robinson, who wouldn't let the defender have that ball under any circumstances, and eventually got it across the box. Mayhem in the defence. And
Robinson trying to creep some inches up there. Good through for Nogan. Now can he finish off here? He's going to... Oh, he scored! Kurt Nogan, 3 apiece.
Terrific goal by Nogan, the defender really. I suppose he thought he had him in his pocket there, but Nogan skipping away from him and cracking a great shot into the corner.
Amazing stuff. The Clarets have bounced right back. Well, there's a full-time whistle, a point for Burnley, and a lot better performance from the Clarets.
Yeah, at half-time they looked down and out again, but Mark was trying to give them that lifeline, but then when York went up and scored that third goal...
So, a point for Clive Middlemass in his first game in charge. Burnley's next match was away to Hull City, another side who were struggling.
So, Blackpool only one defeat in 19, which is rather a remarkable record for the Bloomfield Road side. Of course, news came out last week that a brand new stadium for Blackpool Football Club will about to commence, £100 million worth. Blackpool seem to be on the high, and Burnley will just have to stop the slide as we've dropped into 16th position in Ensley Division 2. Announcement will be made next week, of course, regarding a new manager here at Turf Moor. Clive Middlemass and Terry Pashley continue in charge of the Burnley side then, as we synchronise our watches. Mr. Lynch is the referee. Seen him on numerous occasions here at the Turf. And away we go. Two fixtures become so close together because of postponement of the Boxing Day one. No doubt one or two, quite a lot of fans have paid their money up front from Boxing Day of last year. Ball played in, Swan goes in with the head. No real power from Peter Swan. Eric Nixon really just having to watch on his line there. Thompson, former Leicester City player, to take this corner for the Clarets then. It's a good swirling one too. He just gets a hand to it, does Nixon. Back for Ayres. Power's a good one in. Nogan with the header just wide of the angle there. Not a bad effort from Kurt Nogan. Hasn't really had any service since he came up to 22 goals in the league, but Priest on that far side, brought down by Swan. And Peter Swan goes back into the 18-yard box. Turns so well, Andy Priest, formerly of Stockport County, of course, and no stranger to the Burnley players. High kick towards the back post. Morrison's up there, and a good save from Russell. And it was Andy Priest who was looking to get the opener for Blackpool. And it really was a nice fingertip save from Wayne Russell, the Burnley keeper, for Joyce. Thompson once again up for Ayres. David Ayres does well. Past Bryan. Joyce. Thompson going to try a thumping shot from him straight in the arms of Eric Nixon. Hard shot, however, from Steve Thompson, who was by far Burnley's best player at Boothry Park last Saturday. Robinson. Now then, Liam Robinson with a shot from him. Oh, just over the top from the Burnley striker. Not a bad effort, just outside the penalty area. Liam Robinson nearly takes the lead for Burnley from the Premiership days. Oh dear, now here's Mark Bonner. Oh, and Priest, and that's in the back of the net. Andy Priest gives Blackpool the lead after a lot of good work by Burnley, and the killer punch comes in. Winstanley.
The day the Seaside came to Turf Moor and Burnley pointless again after a tough Lancashire derby. 1 goal settled it. Andy Priest was the man separating the two sides, and from Turf Moor it's Burnley 0, Blackpool 1.
After intense speculation and media attention, Adrian Heath was appointed manager. He'd been away from Turf Moor only 4 months as assistant at Sheffield United.
Adrian, would you care to say a few words about your appointment, please? Thank you.
Obviously, I'm delighted to be here. It's a very proud day for me to become the manager of Burnley Football Club, club with the history and the tradition that it's got. I think it's coming at the right time. It's exciting times, a new stadium's being built, and I'm looking forward to making a go of it and being very successful here. It's obviously the last few months have been a bit unsettling for the club, but hopefully we'll put that right in the next few weeks, and there's still plenty to go for this season. But over the next few years I'm looking forward to hopefully taking the club where it belongs, which is certainly in the First Division, hopefully the Premier League while I'm here. Any questions?
That surprises you?
No.
Shorthand isn't as good as it used to be.
If you've got any questions, gentlemen, please fire away, and then we'll go down onto the pitch.
Adrian, was it a hard decision to take to leave Sheffield United?
Very. Yesterday was felt very sad, a little bit disappointed ringing Howard Kendall yesterday. As the chairman said, he's been an idol of mine, not only as a player, because I played with him as well in the early days at Stoke, but generally he's brought me 2 or 3 times at different clubs, and Sheffield United have been superbly the way they've handled the whole situation. I'd like to put on record my thanks to them for allowing me to leave, but I just felt that this was a chance, an opportunity that I couldn't miss. Not very often do jobs like this come available, and when the chairman offered me the post, I couldn't be more delighted to take it. Well, obviously I was very disappointed ringing him yesterday saying, you know, I know we've only been here 2.5 months, and thank you for taking me there, because it was a great opportunity for me at the time. But he understood, and he said to go away, I hope you do make a real success of it. And he said, because you've got a great opportunity. And I think he realised that the opportunities to manage a club like this don't come along every day. Yeah, it's going to be a massive challenge, but something I'm really looking forward to. And the one good thing about a club like Burnley is you've got a chance if you can get it rolling. And that's what hopefully I can intend to do, is get the ground full again. Got 2 new stands are going up. It's going to be a lovely place to come and play. I just hope that players pick up the challenge and we can go forward together.
Now, one of the questions that begs to be asked, when you were in the dressing room as a player at Turf Moor, you were one of the main characters, enjoying the banter and the jokes. What's it going to be like going back into that dressing room now in an official capacity?
I don't think we'll have much problems. I think they'll know who the boss is. You know, I've worked with Peter Reid, who's done a similar sort of thing, and it's not a problem. They know it's got to change. It's not the same anymore. I'll miss the banter, mind, but I'm looking forward to it, and I'll be okay. They'll be okay with me. I'll be okay with them, and won't have a problem.
I'm obviously delighted. It's been a difficult few days, or actually a few weeks, since we put the advert in the paper. We've had some good response. We've seen some very good candidates, if that, once again, that's the right word. I think overall we must have picked the best man. I think that his football talents are obviously there for everybody to see, and I am sure that he will soon learn the other side of the business via Clive Middlemass and everybody else. So, he's coming to a club with great tradition as manager, and we've had some good managers, and I am sure he will adapt very quickly.
I won't make decisions here to please any of the players. I'll make it because we've got to get 3 points and make the club more successful. And you'll have to be silly not to understand that, and I'm sure most of them will. It won't be a problem.
It can obviously be a tentative few days, his first few days, but they are professional people, and they will soon realise he's the boss, and hopefully, and I'm sure he's going to act as the boss. He has to do, hasn't he? It's his job.
A final word, the fans have greeted the news with great delight. How big a boost is that, knowing that they're right behind you ahead of your first game?
Well, it gives us more time, doesn't it? It's one thing in football. It'll give me time, and I think hopefully on Saturday, as well, certainly the first home game, we can get the lift that the players need. Obviously, it's the players that are the most important, and if we can give them a lift and make it a little bit more relaxed for them in the stadium and give them more of a confidence booster, then that'll be the most important thing, not the fact that I'm being popular on the bench.
You're still on cloud nine because on the day that you learnt you were becoming the Burnley manager, your wife gave birth to your first son. Congratulations.
Yes, thanks very much. Yeah, it was a day I won't forget, the 6th of March, and I'll make it continue.
Good luck, Chi.
Cheers, Pete. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for your time, mate.
So, winning start for Adrian Heath away to Bristol City. The next away trip was to Blackpool, glorious in the evening sunshine. But the night of the game was perhaps a foreboding for what was to come. No wins in 8 matches.
I'm enjoying it. Obviously, it's more enjoyable Saturday night than it has been tonight. Obviously, but no, I'm enjoying it, and it's you know, I'm going into work every morning with a smile on my face. Just hope that continues. Bit more defending like tonight. I'm not so sure it will.
Is it a case of the honeymoon period over now, and that was a baptism of fire?
Well, the honeymoon was over on Saturday, because once you start playing football, then all the talking has to stop, and you know, obviously I'm aware of that. At the end of the day, results are the ones that's going to count, and we were a little bit fortunate on Saturday to get 3 points, and I thought we were a little bit unfortunate tonight. Apart from a couple of stupid errors, I thought we were as good as them in every department.
Are you looking to make big changes, or is it just a settling in period and consolidate what you've got?
Well, yeah, I think we owe it to the players to see if I can get any improvement out of some of the players, but obviously if we continue to make mistakes like that, we'll have to change things around. But I thought there was 1 or 2 positive spots tonight. I thought Jerry Harrison was outstanding. I thought Steve Thompson played well. I thought Mark Winstanley defended well. But at the end of the day, you can have all the play in the world, but you don't win too many games if you concede 3 goals.
And at the end of the season, or getting near the end of the season, your relegation worries aren't that much of a problem, and perhaps promotion's out of the question. So, like I say, you're just going to try and consolidate.
Yeah, we've got to take every game as it comes. I know it's an old cliche, but we've got another big game again on Saturday. We've got Swindon at home, and we owe it to ourselves and the supporters to make it as difficult as possible and to go and get 3 points against them. And then we're away at Crewe a couple of days later. So it's not easy the next few games, but that's the sort of games the players should be relishing playing in. If they don't, well, there's something wrong with them.
Finally, it's fair to say the Burnley fans have welcomed you with open arms, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been superb to me, and I think, obviously, I don't know if they'll carry on if they keep getting beat 3-1, but no, they've been superb, and if they can turn up in numbers like they have done tonight and get behind us, we'll be okay.
Adrian, thanks for your time.
Cheers, thanks a lot.
Cheers, Adrian.
Thank you. All right, then.
Good to see you.
Manchester City, Everton and Aston Villa player, and he's come back to Turf Moor as the manager, player manager at that, although he's not fit as yet, and he does say he will be fit for next Saturday's game at the Manor Ground against Oxford United.
That's right, a tremendous reception there for Inches, who came out of the tunnel. His first home game in charge, and I'm sure he'll be looking for the Clarets to put on a good display against Swindon. That's right, Andy Cook finding his place up front. Kurt Nogan passing a late fitness test, so obviously Inches looking at that twin spearhead. Will be able to do the business, as he was looking for Johnny Morrissey on a loan deal from Tranmere, but that's just fallen through in the last couple of days.
Seagraves at 5, obviously a mate of Mark Winstanley. Sean Taylor at 6, 7 Mark Robinson, Paul Allen at 8, 9 Steve Finney, 10 Wayne Allison, and 11 Kevin Horlock. And now here's a chance for Nogan, and a good save. It hit the post, unlucky for Kurt Nogan, and just a touch from Frank Tallier, and the post between them and a goal. Realistically, still a chance of the playoff position. Burnley's got to start winning and start here this afternoon. 1 win, 1 defeat for Adrian Heath so far, and this is Swindon. Oh, and it was a good save from Beresford. Number 11, Kevin Hurlock, nearly put the visitors into the lead there. The ball cleared away in a corner then.
Yeah, just as Nogan missed a good chance a few moments ago, I think Horlock will be ruining that chance as well, one-on-one with the keeper, and just when they see that they've got the impetus going for a move, it seems to break down.
Now here's Gary Parkinson looking dangerous coming forward, Oh, and just in the nick of time there, Seagraves in on Gary Parkinson, and well, it looked like he was going to have a stab at goal there.
Yeah, big gap opening there in the middle of the park for Parkinson. I think the Swindon lads expecting a pass sprayed out to the wing, but Parkinson seeing his chance, and a good run there through the middle.
Here's Nogan, back for Parkinson. Cross comes in, and Joyce, oh, what a good effort too. And that was Warren Joyce, devious header from him, and just kept out again by Frank Talia. He tries to lay it off, but goes out of play. Ayres, first time rocket from him. Where's that going? Oh, it's in the roof of the net there from David Ayres. A good effort. Gets in a good challenge, but obviously still coming away on that far side. Paul Allen, Mark Winstanley. Great play from the former Bolton central defender. Here's Nogan. Good ball for Nogan now. Can he find a player in that 18-yard box? It's Mark Winstanley. Oh, and a shot from Winstanley, which eventually found Cook, and he spooned it into the Ensley stand.
Another bright Burnley move though there, and as it came across, I think Cook, Winstanley's miss-hit shot there, I think it hit Cook rather than Cook aiming for the shot. I think Cook surprised there.
Good ball from Parkinson. Finicum. Cross comes in, and a header from, oh, David Ayres. Glancing header wide from the Burnley man. Horlock. Finney. Oh, and he gives round his marker well. Winstanley in there. The referee waves play on. Swindon fans none too happy about that, but it was a clean challenge from Winstanley. Take this corner for Swindon Town. Chip, if you like. Allison. Wide of the post.
Terrible miss really by
Shielding
Allison.
the ball. Back for Robinson now. Good cross from him, and well, it was a Burnley man there, cleared off the line. Marlon Beresford's there eventually, smothered that ball at the near post. Thompson for Parkinson. Oh, that was a foul, surely on Kurt Nogan. No, David Ayres now. Can he finish off? Here's Thompson. Oh, and the shot goes agonisingly wide at the far post, and well, actually was Warren Joyce and not Steve Thompson, but so Adrian Heath's Claret and Blue Army get a point against Swindon Town, and a good performance in, as you say, in the first half, but the second half, well.
Yeah, Swindon coming back into the second period, possibly the best chance of the game fell in the first few minutes when, and Kurt Nogan had a great opportunity, but after that Burnley found it very hard to get into the sort of rear guard of the Swindon defence, and
Managing fourth game in charge tonight, how are you liking management?
Well, not very much after tonight. Once again, it was like the Blackpool game, really. It was like deja vu all over again. We've played quite well, and when we've had the ball, we've looked quite dangerous going forward, and we've kept possession well. But you know, individual errors have cost us, and defensive slips have cost us the 3 points. When really the scoreline's flattered them a little bit. But in terms of looking like we're going to win the game, we ain't going to win too many when we concede 3 goals.
Have you always wanted to get into management?
Yeah. Although I'm not so sure at the minute. No, it's I'm enjoying every minute of it, and it's you know, obviously it's a little bit better. I think I've realised after the short period it's a little bit better when you win and draw than it is when you lose. But you know, we're still in the early stages of trying to implement 1 or 2 things, and it might take a bit of time. But I'm determined to make sure we get it right.
Burnley's always regarded as a sleeping giant. Is that one of the reasons why you went there? Yeah,
it's always been a big club, and you know, I think all the managers before me have gone there with the hope that they're going to be the one who realises all that ambition, and I'm no different than anybody else.
Oxford away Saturday. How do you see that one going?
Well, it's another hard game. We could have been a bit kinder for me with the fixtures. You know, we played the 3 top teams in the last 3 games, and we're away at Oxford, who are flying a little bit at the moment. So it could have been a better, easier start, but we've got to play them sooner or later. And as I've said to the players, we've got to roll the sleeves up and look forward to the next game, because it's the most important thing is the next game.
Any new signings on the horizon before the deadline?
No, we're hoping so. We're hoping to get 1 or 2 in. As I've said before, I ain't going to bring them in just for the sake of bringing them in. If they can improve us and they're going to be a permanent fixture for the next couple of years, then I'll do it. If not, we'll stick with what we've got until the time's right.
Oxford are the form team of the division. They made it 8 wins out of 10 when Martin Aldridge set things rolling against Burnley. But no question about the man of the match. Oxford striker Paul Moody earned himself a place in the record books when he came off the subs bench and scored a hat-trick in 13 minutes. That was his first. The second was created by the strength and vision of Aldridge, but Moody's finish was spectacular. Before Moody could collect the match ball, Oxford's prodigal son Joey Beecham popped up to make it 4-0. And not to be outshone by Moody, Oxford's other substitute, Mark Angel, appropriately flew down the wing to set up his teammates' 3rd goal. And although the celebration was more Laurie Sanchez than Hugo Sanchez, Moody had his 5th hat-trick in 2 years.
Of the attacks in this first period. The Clarets desperate this evening, of course, to get 3 points in the bag, Tony.
Yeah, obviously desperate last 3 away games, letting all those goals in on the travels, and Adrian Heath is obviously looking for his lads to start getting a little run together to ensure second division safety this season.
And Burnley on the attack on that far side. A magnificent view up here on the new north stand. And a bit of a fancy stuff there for him, and 20 before Christmas. We thought perhaps he were on for 30, but fortunes changed for the Clarets. Nogan finds Weller now. Edge of the area, Weller puts a good ball in, and Mahon with a header just over the top for the Clarets. Another nicely worked move.
He's got minds crossed there with, I think, Jerry Harrison trying to link up there, but it's been mainly Burnley this first half, but not enough chances really to test the Bournemouth keeper glass.
Now there's a chance on here for David Ayres if he can just get to that byline, puts the ball across. Casper's there for Bournemouth. He gets a second bite of the cherry, pardon the pun, and Ayres cracks one in again over the top.
Yeah, obviously the fans have turned out in quite in good numbers tonight, but not a lot to cheer about as yet.
That was a dangerous cross. The number 9, Steve Jones, heading, I think it's fair to be said, on the side netting, or perhaps it clipped the inside of the post there.
Yeah, Jones, quite a late comer. I think he didn't start playing his professional career until he was about 24 or 5. Let's say Bournemouth coming quite close to taking a shot lead.
Mahon puts it wide for David Ayres. Looking for options here. Oh, and a shot comes in from Thompson straight at Jimmy Glass. Mahon retrieves it. He looks on for goal here. Oh, and he shoots wide of the left hand upright. And reminds me a bit of the lad Shaw that Burnley got from Arsenal. And Mark Winstanley with a heavily bandaged right kneecap. Here's Mahon now. Oh, what a good effort again from the on-loan striker. He likes to fire him in. I suppose he'll get one on target soon.
He had it right under his foot and just managed to clear it in the nick of time there.
The corner comes swirling in, and a punch. Oh, and that's cleared off the line from Swan. A punch from Wayne Russell, which wasn't too convincing, it must be said. Here's Winstanley. Nogan, well, he just can't get the breaks at the moment, Kurt Nogan. Weller does, however. That was rather a fierce ball from Jerry Harrison. There's weaving away, ducking and diving on the right foot. The cross comes in, a good one. Oh, and Mahon's header. And Jimmy Glass, well, he didn't really have much to do there, but he was positioned well, was the Bournemouth keeper.
Penalty area there, and I say the number 11 Brissett, as you say, just not getting a clean connection, otherwise that could have spelt a few problems for Burnley.
As the ball comes across to the far post, the header comes in, and a good bit of defending by Swan, and Parkinson puts the ball away. That's the most dangerous situation Burnley have had to cope with so far in this game. Again, his neck muscles around that one, but it's to much avail. It goes to Young, he powers it up again. Wayne Russell here. Oh, and I don't like the look of that. That was a foul, surely. And oh, brilliant stop from Swan, and Russell brings him down. It's a penalty.
Well, a strange refereeing really. I mean, they've scored, they've given the penalty, but I think possibly Russell will be sent off as well after this for the foul. I think definitely Russell will be getting the red card, so it looks very bleak at the moment for Burnley, but I thought the referee would have continued and given Bournemouth the goal.
Well, Wayne Russell, see what the referee does. As Tony said, he may send him off. And a great save from Peter Swan. Yes, he's got the red card, unfortunately. Not too visible from up here, but it certainly didn't look like a yellow one.
Yeah, your goalkeeper's always going to get a red card in that position. I mean, about 7 or 8 yards out, and David Ayres about to pull that goalkeeping jersey on. And some changes needed to be made by Edwin Heath. Clarets down to 10 men, and possibly he'll, I would have thought, look to bring Smith on this left-hand flank to replace Ayres.
Never rains, it always pours. When you're down at the bottom there, things start to go against you. Bun. Well, it's just past the halfway mark in the second half, and poor old Wayne Russell takes a walk down the players' tunnel. And David Ayres, well, he's done it before. He's played in goal for Blackpool. Oh, and it's been saved. It hit the post. Tremendous. Well, I couldn't really see. It certainly hit the post there, and David Ayres went the right way as well.
Yeah, great reprieve there for the Clarets. Bournemouth obviously must have fancied the chances, not only with a penalty, but with not a regular keeper, and that's...
Bishop's header. Bailey for Bournemouth. Foul by Bishop. And that's the full-time whistle here at Turf Moor. A point for Burnley. And finally... Russell kicks long. Looking again for Weller up there. Gets the header to Nogan. Nogan really does well. To the byline. Kurt Nogan. Oh, and nearly an arm from David Ayres. He couldn't get there. And that was the first time Burnley have merely made any progression on either flank.
Yeah, for Stan Nogan's got away from his marker, but...
Dear. That looks like a goal bound, and it's in. And, well, what can we say about that one? Russell was way out of his goal mouth. And Bradford... Thompson. Joyce. Mahon. They seem really organised. Burnley can't penetrate through the middle. Kiwomya now on that far side now for Bradford. Harrison having to chase him all the way. And he gets round his marker. And this could be number 2. Oh! And that's an own goal from Mark Winstanley, and that man Kiwomya causing the problems on that far side, and that's disaster for the Clarets.
Yeah, with that ball across, it was just evaded David Ayres, but apart from that, hasn't had a lot to shout about at all.
Free kick awarded to Burnley on that far side. David Ayres trying to get through some work there with 2 Bradford men on him. Oh, a goal! That's Liam Robinson, and that's really picked the Clarets lineup up now.
Yeah, the Burnley.
David Ayres, but that's really pulverised down by Jacobs. Harrison. Nice floated ball into the area. Now then, Jacobs. Bishop. Oh, off the line, surely a handball. What has he given? What has the referee given? A penalty and a sending off.
Yeah, it must be a good header by Robinson, who's made all the difference. And the Bradford City, number 6, I don't know why he's turning around to look at the ref, because there was no doubt about it. Saved a certain equaliser. And now let's hope David Ayres can bang Burnley's number 2 in.
Well, Brightwell's gone. He walked down the tunnel before he knew what he'd done. That was Liam Robinson's goal-bound header, and David Ayres stepped up. 2-2. Tremendous fight back by Burnley, and David Ayres gets the leveller. And the corner comes across from Thompson. Oh, and Bishop couldn't get his header to it. Harrison, the ball back in. Swan. Oh! Tremendous shot from, well, I don't know, I think that was... Oh, and Burnley still coming forward here. Looking like a team possessed at the moment.
Yeah, terrific effort by Harrison. Initially, Bishop should have got his head to the ball from the corner. But I think we're going to have another red card here. Harrison's, I think, already making his way back to the dressing room. That foul on the Bradford number 7.
So both teams down to 10 men now, and really Jerry Harrison hasn't been able to cope with the winger all afternoon. On the stopwatch. And this is a dangerous time. Oh, this could be Tommy Wright now. Oh, it's not going to... Oh, no, that's the killer punch. I do not believe it. With a minute left, Bradford City steal the show. After all the hard work, trailed by 3-2. That's the final whistle, and Burnley lose out. Really, they should have had a point. And a great fight back in the second half.
Yeah, it's a poor first half performance by the Clarets, and couldn't really argue with the score.
Clarets. Thompson straight into it, finds Ayres, left side for Burnley. Bishop now. Harrison, who had the misfortune of being sent off last Saturday against Bradford City, of course. Peter Swan, free kick. But again, blue and white shirts seem to be there. 5 men at the back, as we said earlier. And David Ayres now tries to break that 5-man defence. And John Sheffield holds it on the second attempt. And with the header. Thompson, Ayres for Joyce. Ball in for Nogan now for Burnley. Nogan trying to get the Ayres, comes racing through here. Oh, and it must go in, yes! A goal, it's Warren Joyce at the far post, and at last Burnley have broken it.
Yeah, terrific sweeping move there, and Ayres a terrific overlap on that left-hand side, and a tremendous cross coming in, and Joyce gleefully on the end of it, ramming it into that far corner to give Burnley that 1-0 advantage.
Bishop's free kick. Clark's there, Ayres on the old left foot again. Good ball for Nogan. Nogan in a bit of space here. Can he cross over? He's going for goal, perhaps? No. And the goalkeeper pounces in. The ball, was it kept in? No. Corner, says the referee.
Yeah, clever work there by Ayres. Picked Nogan out, and he made a strong run there into the area. Looked as though he was going to go in on goal for himself, but eventually blocked out by 2 or 3 Peterborough defenders.
The corner to come across from that far side then. Thompson it is. Oh, a goal, Peter Swan. Can you believe it? 2-0 to the Clarets. David Ayres in a spot of bother over there with Marcus Ebden. Ebden committed a foul on him, and he's getting a booking too, David Ayres.
Yeah, needless booking there. I think Ayres a little bit of retaliation for that incident about 5 minutes ago, but Burnley just need to keep the composure and the concentration, because Peterborough obviously be now looking to bounce straight back into it, but now with that 2-0 lead, Burnley should hopefully be on the way to a much needed win.
Free kick then comes across, and Wayne Russell comes to it. Oh dear, here we go. That's a goal, a needless goal given away by the Clarets. Burnley have got themselves a 2-1 win here, much deserved, and we've waited a long time.
Yeah, tremendous result for the Clarets, as we said at the outset.
Ever been to a party where the drink runs out halfway through, the CD player breaks down and there's no food? Well, that was the county ground for you last night. The town fans came in their thousands. This was going to be the game, the win, to take the Reds back into the First Division. This was going to be the big promotion party. Well, Town had run out of steam by half-time. Their goal-scoring attack had broken down, and there was no victory. 1 goal would have done it. Burnley were tough, they were stubborn, but they were there for the beating. Town tried everything, long balls, short balls, running balls, but there were no balls going into the net. On a better night, a luckier one anyway, Peter Thorne would have walked away with the match ball after a hat-trick. He went home with nothing, and the fans went home disappointed. Swindon went for everything, but the harder they tried, the worse it got. In the second half, Burnley held on. Swindon were missing the magic to find the winning touch. So the champagne is back on ice. On Saturday, Town need just one.
The 23rd of April was the date when this magnificent new 8,000-seater North Stand was opened. Bristol Rovers were the visitors here, but they didn't want to be in party mood.
One of the most famous terraced areas in football, the Beole Terrace at Turf Moor, has been visited by many soccer fans over many years. But this week has been subject to demolition as the bulldozers moved in for the first stage of the work to be built a brand new East Stand. That's of course to match the new stand which is opened here this evening, league match against Bristol Rovers. The stand to match this superb view as we look right across Bacup above the Bob Lord stand. Fans use the Beole for the very last time at the Peterborough game. That was 10 days ago, and many will miss the atmosphere generated on the infamous Turf Moor Terrace, a terrace which many fans have occupied for generations. The terrace fan is now something of the past as far as watching football at Turf Moor is concerned, and as you know, the North Stand opens its doors to the public here right now. Next season, supporters will arrive at Turf Moor to find a new all-seater stand to replace the Beole Terrace. It will be a new experience for fans who are used to standing to watch their football, and what's more, fans used to getting soaked to the skin like Jill on our letters page can now visit Turf Moor in the knowledge that elements will not spoil the match. Parkinson, Robinson will take them on. Good ball for Nogan. Can he control and finish? Oh, he just couldn't get the foot in. His claims, I don't know what he was claiming for, but he was practically there, Kurt Nogan. But he's just going to turn, and he's still looking to distribute. He does so to Charlie Bishop. Nogan gets round his marker, Kurt Nogan, pull it back. Oh, and it would have been looking for Joyce at the far post, and then great play from Nogan.
Yeah, Nogan looking back to his sharpest tonight, and another great turn around the back of that defender. And unfortunately, though, the cross just slightly let him down, but at least Burnley have another corner.
So another corner from David Ayres then on this Burnley right-hand side. Oh, and the goalkeeper hasn't got a slight punch, but quite fortunate to the Rovers defence. Here's Stewart. Just glided past Mark Winstanley, but Charlie Bishop finds Gary Parkinson. Paul Weller now. That was a foul on Steve Thompson. Bishop plays it long. Out comes Andy Clarets. Going to leave it. And that's a free kick to the Clarets. The foul by the Bristol Rovers keeper. Not a very popular man at the moment. He will be spoken to, surely.
Well, the keeper should be booked really for that. The referee's given the free kick. Paul Weller and Kurt Nogan's trying to take the kick quick, and the keeper just ran and kicked the ball away, so it must be a yellow card.
Yellow card on a yellow shirt, and that's the only really time he's been involved in this game, and like you say, a booking for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Burnley just need to take the free kick now while the keeper's still talking to the ref.
I'm sure they would if they could. So it's a free kick to the Clarets. Then David Ayres will take this. Hopefully he won't put as much power on it as he's been known to do. Plenty of men up there. We've got Mark Winstanley on the 6-yard line there. Oh, it's, oh dear. As far as Charlie Bishop now. Seems a bit strange. The goalkeeper will be up for this one. The punch, which is not too good, but it finds Skinner.
Wait for Burnley to go behind, just to a minute or so before the break, but a great stop on the edge of that 6-yard box.
Here's Paul Weller for the Clarets. Ball that's, again, Kurt Nogan steals in. Plays up, but Mark Winstanley on a run here. Oh, and a shot from him, and well, Andy Collette was positioned in the right place, and it was a
A good run for Nogan.
Yeah, the referee must be very brave right in front of the North stand there not to give that decision.
Come on, Kurt Nogan. Oh, taken away from him. There's no Burnley player up. Robinson again here in a central position. Gives him a return, and Gary Parkinson quite can't believe it. Mahone's trying to shot it. Takes a deflection, and it's wide. A corner. John French's cross, far side of the field. A powering header comes in, and a goal for Bristol Rovers, and it's that man, Marcus Stewart, and a great cross from that right-hand side from French.
A tremendous goal. Superb right-wing cross coming in there, and Stewart, then that's his 29th goal this season.
David Ayres. David Ayres still going here. Good play from Ayres. Can he bring him down? Oh! Unbelievable stuff there from the Clarets, and David Ayres doing everything but putting the ball. Peter Swan near down this left-hand side. A very disappointing evening for Burnley. They go down by a goal to nil, Marcus Stewart, and as I say, frustrating.
Yeah, you've got to say a very professional performance by Bristol Rovers. Burnley never really troubled the Bristol defence enough in either half, really. Adrian, he tried his options of using Paul Smith and Paul Mahone in the second half, but it was all to no avail. A classic goal separating the two sides from Marcus Stewart.
Well, relegation is now a real issue, and the next opponent, Wrexham, had shared the spoils at Turf Moor earlier in the season.
In the way. And suddenly Robinson's in the clear and he's finished! Well, that's a great goal. Innocuous long ball forward. Wrexham caught flat-footed, and Robinson finishing with aplomb. Well, just look at this. It's nothing really. It's just a forward ball by Smith. He's looking for anyone on rushing, and Robinson had burst clear. It sat up, and Robinson finished beautifully. Throw in for Burnley. Thompson's come across. Here is Thompson. Robinson's dummy. And Hunter away. With that haircut and that grimace, you wouldn't say no to him, would you, just at the moment? Free kick for the foul on Weller by Russell. You wouldn't say no to him either, would you? Into the final minute, and Thompson very carefully spotting the ball up. They'll be happy to go in with this one-goal lead at half-time. They'll be even happier with two, and Nogan's provided it! Well, that is a double blow for Wrexham and double delight for the Burnley faithful. Well, I was just saying that Burnley will be happy to go in one up. I can't describe to you how happy they'll be to be two up. And the relief of that man, Kurt Nogan, who's finally ended the drought with a lovely header past Marriott. With no threat of relegation after an important victory at Wrexham on Saturday, Burnley enjoy their game at Walsall, particularly so when Kurt Nogan headed in from a cross from David Ayres. And I don't think manager Adrian Heath will be too pleased with the defending that followed straight from the kick-off. Kyle Lightbourne threading a way through, firing a shot, Marlon Beresford unable to hold, and Kevin Wilson had equalised within 11 seconds of the restart. Lightbourne again proved to be a constant menace. Beresford denied him, and he unselfishly allowed Clive Platt to make it 2-1 10 minutes from the end. But his unselfish play was rewarded when he managed to find a goal for himself, right on the stroke of full-time, his 24th goal of the season.
The last game of the season saw Shrewsbury as the visitors to Turf Moor, but the Clarets are safe, and they won the game by 2-1. Okay.
Hit it. Oh, it's made the room, made the space, but at the end of the day, the shot was a mile off target.
Yeah, Harrison once again, he'd done all the hard work, and then, as you say, firing that shot well wide. So I think the Clarets at the moment have left their shooting boots in the dressing room.
Goal kick from Edwards, just to the halfway line. Ayres intercepts it. Nogan plays it well, finds Ayres. Good cross from Ayres to the back post. Robinson up there, and a goal! That's Paul Weller. Gets the first goal for the Clarets, and some good play on this left-hand side.
Tremendous work done on this left-hand side by David Ayres. If we can hear the commentary over this great noise that the Burnley fans have generated, but this afternoon, of course, he had a hand in that opening Burnley goal.
It's going to be Ayres to take the corner then, and in-swinging one. Oh, and that was Peter Swan heading against the bar, and that's just over. And again, some great play from the Clarets, and a wee bit unlucky there. Featured of late in the first team squad, but obviously a valuable member of that squad when he is there. And Shrewsbury at the edge of the area here. This is Curry, puts the ball across, dangerous one and a goal. That's the equaliser. And really, just before the break, it's certainly what Burnley did not want.
Began to letting goals at will, especially away from home, with those defeats by 3-1 at Crewe and Blackpool, and then also by 5-0 at Oxford, where the home side scored an amazing 4 in the last 20 minutes.
Smith after that great run, a goal! Marwin Stanley, he deserved it, he started it, and he finished it.
Yeah, Winstanley, who likes to come up from the back in those set pieces, came up there, a terrific cross.
Curry to take. And that is the final whistle. Burnley go out of the 95-96 season with a win.
Yeah, great way to end the season for the Clarets. Hard work victory. At one point it looked as though we'd have to settle for the draw, but Marwin Stanley coming up with the goods in the second half to end the season on a high note for the Burnley boys.
Well, surely Houdini would have been very proud indeed of that escape. But let's hope for better things in the future from a great club with a great tradition. And surely with Adrian Heath at the helm, the good times are just around the corner.
Robbins is in the clear and he's finished. Well, that's a great goal. And Nogan provides